Also, I can just see me 2 times on this screens, by the way, in Discord.
Hi there. Welcome to the Lost State Show. I forgot to click over to the thing. Every time I mess up. I'm trying to not cuss as much because you know what? YouTube doesn't like when you cuss a lot.
They don't like when we
and
cuss,
then
but
if you cut, no, I did remember if you say a lot of swear words in the first bit of a show, like a live stream and stuff, they'll like start clamping your stuff. So this is the PG
I see
version.
things.
I mean,
is it like when
it says
it's
after
like
the
way
first,
later in the video?
It's fine if
like,
you cuss, but it's the first like 15 minutes you're not supposed to swear. Oh wait, but then in the stream I had going for like 10 minutes before, 20 minutes before. So maybe the 20-minute mark.
Maybe that's
you know what?
That's how you
buffer.
it.
That's how you bypass. That's how you get a triple rectified bypass.
Triple rectified.
Triple
rectifier bypass.
The triple, dude, do a Mesa Bogey head,
Yes.
but it's like a heart and it's just like on fire. It's the triple rectified bypass.
Triple rectifier bypass.
Heart,
Diamond plated.
A bypass surgery? Bypass. Yeah, it's called a bypass surgery. So, you know what? Heart problems. Yeah, so today's Lost State show, we're going to go over a couple topics we saw online. I saw, but then I think maybe Drew looked it up after I told him. There's this YouTuber guy. His name is Lill. Or if you flip it, it's Lil Jim. Lil Jim?
Lil Jim.
Yeah! Ba 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 ba. Attention.
Okay.
Welcome to 93.4. I'm just kidding. All right, I just want to be a disc jockey. That's it. I'm just gonna be a disc jockey on the show.
You're already a dick jockey, am I right?
You just run the show. I'll just hit all the samples. Honestly, I would love to be on a stream like a show.
You want to get the morning zoo kind of thing going, where it's like 2 hosts,
wacky and wild.
And you're just sitting there, friggin' hitting the elephant sound and crap.
I go, and then this happened, and there was an air thing. I was like, woo! Oh, welcome, another goal. Oh my god. Wait, why is my mic going crazy? Like turn my mic down and then it's I got turned down. Check. Woo! I forget how close I put it when I have it a certain volume. I don't like having it too close, but then when it's too far, I have to crank it, but then I forget that I have it cranked and then I get up on it real close and I start screaming. Screaming bloody murder. All right, so also here's the thing. Lil Jimmy Bob. Lil Jim. He did a video.
Jimmy John.
Did you see it? Or I'm not assuming you looked at the video, but did you see any of this backlash anywhere online?
No.
You don't follow the same shit. Your algorithm is not the same as mine, obviously.
It's really not. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Mine's like half dogs and
Why are you
cats.
sorry? I'm so sorry. You know what? Fuck you.
You're isolated.
Fuck you. You better follow my algorithm or we're done. Okay? I don't give up.
Do you get those videos where it's like, you're isolated for a year? What house are you picking? That's like Jen's favorite thing to send us. So we always watch those videos and we're picking these weird mansions that like.
What house?
You don't get those videos at all.
What house
where it's like,
would you pick if you were.
It'll say like, it'll have a screen and it has this song it's always like.
Also, when you do that, it blows and it completely cuts your mic out when you cup and talk really.
Oh, that's really funny.
I'm joking. I think it's Discord. It's Discord. That's why.
Yeah.
Letting you know.
So it's these videos and it's like, it'll be like, you haven't slept in 3 years. Where are you taking the hardest nap? And it shows you like 7 different bedrooms and you got to choose one that's your favorite. That's like the other half of my algorithm. And then it's usually some sort of stupid punk related news after that. That's about it.
It's like, where would you take the hardest nap in a mansion? And then it's like, what's your favorite Misfits album? Whoa, dude, Michael Graves every fucking time, dude.
It's literally like this is the thing. We go, oh, that's a cute cat. Oh, what room am I gonna choose? What do you mean a guy in a banana costume got fucking assaulted? Like, that's literally what my feed is.
This is mine sometimes. So I'm like flipping through my phone. It's all, you're literally going to die. The government is, I'm like, oh God, Ashley. And I go, Ash, did you see this thing? Dude, the doom scrolling Sometimes I watch.
My
I
doom
follow a bunch of
scrolling
politics stuff,
is
so
usually
it's like,
fairly.
yeah. Did you notice my shirt?
I did notice. I was going to compliment you.
Yeah, I did.
We had some
Yeah, I
odd
did.
draft picks, but we did pick
Odd,
like one
a
of the
little bit.
tallest motherfuckers ever.
Was it you at the
I
shark?
mean,
Was it
the high praise was
Sharks?
Gavin McKenna or whatever, and we knew that he was
Gavin
going to the
McKenna.
Leafs after that fucking
Shithead.
crazy pull, the crazy lottery pull.
I mean, everyone already knew. I mean, they had first picks. So it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that crazy lottery pull saved them. But that's the story of the Leafs. That's what we get for liking the worst team in hockey.
You know what? They're like the worst. I mean,
I don't hate the Leafs either. I had a Leafs jersey for a while. It's kind of nice to like the team that's always dependably bad.
You're like always the perpetual underdog, the literal perpetual underdog. I
met this dude Mark.
Like
he was sick as fuck. Shout out to Mark. He loves hockey, and he was selling a bunch of jerseys. And it was when I was really small, so I bought a couple of size large jerseys from him that he was selling for really cheap, and I just wore those for like a year. It was awesome. It was an Oilers one, a Maple Leafs one. And I think I had another one from him too. Yeah, it was sick. I actually was on tour, and me and Sean were eating, or we were both wearing our jerseys, and I was like, all right, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat some food, and I had canned food with me. That's all I could have on the tour at the time. We were in like Lancaster or something too, and I ripped open the can and it spilled all over my jersey. And we hadn't even played yet. I was like, God damn it, dude.
What can
even wear the jersey?
Fucking tuna?
It was like chili or something, man. It was like, it was all dark.
Just lukewarm chili.
Oh, it was a can of room temperature, slightly cold chili.
Cook it first? I mean, it's stable.
No, canned stuff you can eat.
Yeah, it's like shelf stable.
Yeah, it's shelf stable. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's why the hoarders grab it, because it lasts forever. The doomers.
The doomers and the gloomers. Here we have the doomers and the gloomers. Yeah,
crazy side tangents, but we're here today.
Yeah, whatever. What was I gonna say? Yeah, hockey is like the only sport I feel like where people wear other team jerseys a bunch, and it's like normal, like any other, like football. You're like, I'm a Seahawks fan, but they're like, I'm gonna wear a Kansas City jersey just for funsies. Like, you don't see that very often in other sports. Not that I
feel like football's probably the worst example of it, because I feel like people are way more loyal in football. But I feel like you see a lot of like basketball, because like the culture of basketball of just having some of the sickest players jersey.
Dude, the Bulls,
and hockey has that too, where it's like the sick players or the wild jerseys of like a cool player that was shouldn't have been there but was, for whatever. Anyway, there's there is like cool pulls like that people wear more often in hockey for sure. But I feel like the two big biased ones is baseball and football. They like, people are very diehard on their teams. I want to love baseball. I love going to a baseball game. But like, it's really hard to watch on TV for me.
It's so boring. I played baseball for 8 years, and I do not.
I love baseball jerseys though. Like, I want to get one and wear it, like a like light blue Phillies one, so bad.
You see, baseball jerseys. They make baseball jerseys for like every type of clothing. Like, there's like bands that have baseball.
Yeah.
Like every merch item I sell when I'm selling merch is like, here's a baseball jersey version of like this band's like t-shirt design. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
it's a lot of baseball jerseys.
The big hardcore thing was basketball jerseys. That was the big
basketball
one.
Yeah. And basketball, camo basketball shorts.
That was like the end boss of merch. I was like, you knew that band was spending some money when they had the fucking jerseys and hardcore.
Yeah, they got jerseys and fucking That's because those are expensive. Way more expensive marks. Anyways, to get back to the show. So Jim Little, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all good. Jim Lill, Lil Jim Bob. It's not his name.
Get past his name,
dude. It's not his name, bro. I keep getting sidetracked.
Okay. All right, Jim Lill. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Let's get into it. Let me pull up the browser first, so I don't just pull up your.
Yeah, because I'm sick of looking at my face 3 times on here.
I almost want to put your fit now. Okay. All right. So we're going to go here. So Jim Lill, Lil Jim Bob, Jim Thornton, Jim Lill, he did a test where he was testing preamps, and his statement is that Mike, he said specifically that mic preamps are basically the same, and it doesn't matter compared to what microphone you're using. Between them is such subtle differences between most preamps, like mic preamps, that it's indistinguishable through like blind testing to where it doesn't technically change.
Yeah. So
like
my
it does,
question
but
for
it
you is:
doesn't
do you
for
think?
his
Do
perspective.
you think? When you mentioned this earlier, I was thinking about it. Do you think mic preamps, to me in guitar world, people who think cables make a difference? Like it's very cork sniffer, but I feel like preamps actually do something because they're like creating saturation, they're doing things, they're pushing levels.
No,
But
totally,
like that's kind of what it is, right? It's like more like the return on investment when it comes to preamps is so small. You hit a glass ceiling pretty quickly, or not glass ceiling, but you hit like a ceiling pretty quickly of like pretty much 0 to just a preamp in general is the biggest difference, and then after that, I feel like it's going to be so small.
So
right?
it depends.
That's my guess.
There's like people. There's literally like 15 million videos people already made. I almost was like, I should make a video for YouTube, or like a short where I'm like, so here's the thing, and then just like plug into. I wish I had more resources where it would be like a preamp, and then like it just cuts to like a larger shot of it, and it's completely just gutted and like ripped out and destroyed. And I'm like, let's check it, and like doing some sort of joke one, like a video about it. But yeah, there's a lot of people. You even got Heritage Audio is a pretty high tier like preamp, and they make different audio gear, not interfaces. They make different audio gear, and even they were doing a video talking about it in the shop, like while they're building preamps, and they were even roasting him. And it's like not everyone was doing it in a way that was like super mean. It was like pretty fun, like joke spirited. A lot of it. I mean, some people might be like mad. I'll show some more reactions, but let's get into like, we'll just go through. It's like a 47 minute. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but let's get into like the main points of it.
Everything in half fucking speed, baby. Let's go.
Actually, yeah, let's do that. Honestly, I started just watching everything in faster. People talk too fucking slow for my taste.
I just don't like when it.
Dude,
makes
let's
it
do
sound,
3. What? You have to pay extra? Okay, I used to have premium. I got the premium.
I don't like when it distracts me from talking too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like when it so I like 1.25. That's my jam. You know.
I do 150, but you know what? 125. This is fine.
Because sometimes when they speak too fast, it's like robotic, and then it distracts me, and then I miss the entire.
No, I know.
I'm focused on how they sound because I'm an idiot.
I notice that too when it's too fast, but I just ignore it and I just listen to what they're saying. Like there's only certain times in my life I could do that, because other times I'm like, I can hear what you're saying. It's like, oh, it sounds silly, but let's get into
this is a story about how
this part. I'm gonna look up some reactions and get those loaded.
Embarrassingly wrong about
one
very
this
important
dude.
thing about
He did the one. You saw the one where he did where he put the strings.
Cab, right?
No, he did. Well, yeah, he did a guitar cab video. He did ones where he put an amp. He put guitar strings and he put a bridge on like a table, and he was playing a guitar across a table, and it sounded just like a normal guitar. He's like, where does tone come from? So he was going into he basically built this. Here, I can show you. He
all right. So I know this dude's videos.
Yeah, no, he's a cool dude. Like, this is why most people aren't mad at him. They're just
usually I'm so compelled by what he says that I'm usually on his side. So because he does so much research.
Jim Lill, you're fucking done. We're turning on.
More like Jim Lottle.
Jim Lill.
Sound like they do, because nobody would do these tests.
Let's do the setup. We're not going to do every single.
My name is Jim. I'm this guy. You might know me as this guy.
Right there.
Consoles. They're so cool.
He's a
and
rock
rare,
and roller.
And they were used to make my favorite music. My favorite engineers have told me how the preamps and Neve consoles are warm and fat, and the preamps and API consoles are fast and snappy, and the preamps and SSL consoles are tight and fat. Clear.
That's me.
And it always feels like an honor to be in the room with one of these. Preamps are something I didn't know.
Fat toned and snappy.
High school. They were just kind of there, and they all seem the same. You plug a mic in, turn it up, and whatever, it does its job. So I just used whatever was built into the cheap interface I had. But the more I got into recording, the more I was taught about their differences. And I started to realize that if there are all of these tonal differences, then my preamps that were just built in with my interface would be holding me back. I wouldn't have that sound. So to get those sounds, all I had to do was buy a few of each type, and oh my god. Wait, really? 4,000? That's not even vintage.
Dude.
Dude, they're so expensive.
They are so expensive.
Dude, Stephen Hawks did a response
Plan
video
B.
too.
My favorite album was tracked through the Neve console at Ocean Way, and I cared so
Bro,
much
hold
about
on.
understanding.
I pulled up Jim Lill, and my video showed up literally third from Shorts. That's me. That's
Buzzing,
me.
Bro.
Holy.
You did it.
I'm famous,
dude. You did it.
Well, it's probably based off of like filters.
I'm sending you your fucking
relevance?
plaque right now, buddy.
Dude, Jim Lill. Oh, also,
wait, what happens? What happens if a plaque comes our way? Do we get like 2 of them?
We're not. I mean, you got to get 100,000 views. I think.
Fucking, it'll happen.
You got to get 100,000 views. But also, I forgot to mention we're also going over the Kings Road merch. We just went straight into this and fucking around. King Road's merch. They're a merch company based out of Minneapolis. They make merch for like everybody, like punk bands, metal.
Yeah.
All the, they're huge. They've been around they got bought by like Sony Music, the Orchard, like their music subsidiaries and stuff. They bought them right when they were like trying to unionize, and then they're basically trying to squash it. So we're going to talk more about that unionization effort. But let's get into this fun stuff. And I got all these shorts. Look at everyone's got a take on this shit, except Lil Jim Bob. Look at it says Lil Jim Bob. Was that a thing? I just said that, dude. Lil Jim Bob and Larry don't mess around. Okay, weird. Okay, not everything's about him on this thread, but anyways, let's get back here.
That sound, I did my.
So to make this transformative, he is an audio guy, guitar player in a band, and he does music stuff. Okay.
Research, and I learned that the console at Ocean Way is a Neve 8078 from the 1970s, and I learned that Neve 8078 consoles have Neve 31105 preamp and EQ modules, and that's where the tone I wanted would be coming from.
Give me that tone.
And as fate would have it, one day I saw a racked Neve 31105 preamp and EQ module
nice
from a
rack,
1970s Neve 8078 console come up for sale, ready to plug in and play. And I made the most expensive purchase of my life so far, trading 6 months worth of rent for this preamp.
Did he put it in a plate?
What this tone was.
Is it actually? He cut it and put a Neve logo on it. Or did someone do that? That's not how it came, does it? It looks like someone just cut and put someone made that enclosure. It's like, I'm so happy.
I'm going too 5-speed, low 6 too.
Oh yeah, I have it fast on it. Okay. Oh, he's going into a Focusrite.
And they sounded built-in preamps on that cheap interface I used to use.
Oh, okay.
And they sounded the same. So I tried playing into every preamp I had.
Okay. Dude, Vintech, that's a great. I used that at school.
This video will be very different.
I mean, listening to it just from like my headphones here, I mean, I can very, very minutely hear the difference between the Vintech pushed and did a little bit of something more. Obviously, like I said, the thing is that not different preamps, they have different harmonic like information that gets imprinted on the source, like the signal. So they all don't technically sound exactly the same. Like really, if you really like break it down scientifically, and a lot of people did, and they took it complete literally, and like were like, no, he's fucking wrong, and like went and did all these videos. But like to an extent, it's like he's kind of right in my opinion. Like yeah, it's kind of the differences are so subtle. It does get into an area of like cork sniffery of like, oh, there's so much more rich harmonic saturation coming from like this frequency, and like it does get into like a supply and demand. Like if people that have the money to be spending to buy $4,000 preamps, and these companies use pretty good like they use pretty good like parts and this and that, and the labor cost goes into a lot of the how much the cost is, because it's so
Mm-hmm.
unique. It's like, is it really worth that much, or is it just people, you know, you are supporting people who own these companies and people that work for these companies that do cool shit, and you're like, you know, it's not like, oh, fuck this, like no one should ever buy any of these. Like if people want them, they want them and they're priced at that, cool, have fun. But like it does get into like a, do you have to have it? No, you know. So
With guitars and amps and microphones, I knew they sounded different and I wanted to find out why. With preamps, it kind of seems like they all sound the same, and it is extremely important to me that I find out when they don't.
you just put stacks of hundreds on top of it.
This is the quest for the missing preamp tone. Okay, one reason the internet says I might not have heard the difference between real deal vintage Neve and garbage is because electric guitars have limited bandwidth. They do not cover the full frequency spectrum that humans can hear.
Well,
That's
yeah,
true. I do have a drum kit. The kick drum is the lowest thing I worry about, and the cymbals are the highest things I worry about. What if I mic those and split it out to each preamp and flip back and forth between them? What does that sound like? Okay, that's not it. So the internet says it might be hard for me to hear the difference on an individual track, but it's easy to hear the difference in preamps when every track is recorded through either something great or something crappy, because the character of the preamp builds up across the mix. That sounds like it might be right. It's just that nobody with the time to do that has ever had the ability to do it well, and nobody with the ability has ever had the time. Until now, I'll take the bullet and be that guy. I recorded an entire mix, one mic at a time, with that mic split out to both the Neve and the garbage.
Okay. I mean, I couldn't tell.
I didn't hear any built-up preamp character, but the internet says, oh, no, this mix is too busy and commercial. The preamp's character shines through on more delicate music. Okay, I can give that a shot. I just need you and a car to run. I just need you and a car to run. You and a car to run. You and a car to run.
Is he saying I need you in the car to run?
Yeah, I think so.
I just need
you. I just need you and the car to run. I just need those two things to be happy. I just need you and the car to run.
Oh, to run. Like
no car troubles. Yeah.
I just need you and the car to run. That's all I need.
I just need you and the car to work without any problems.
I was just confused. I was like, I need you and the car to run. I'm like, where are they both running to? Chasing him? I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Can you tell the difference between him jumping back and forth?
Honestly, I feel like right when it first started switching, I felt like I heard a blowout that I didn't like in the mix, but that was on both mixes. So
it's just like what he's doing.
I think, yeah. So I can't tell a difference, at least not anything worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No. I mean, it sounds good. The mix, I mean, just in my AirPods, like, decent mix he did.
It turned everything up.
Well, I'm curious. It sounds like he mixed it pretty. So he just took all the things and mixed them how he would have mixed it, and then printed the mixes. So it's like he obviously EQ'd and changed shit. I mean, it doesn't sound like he's just straight like doing it with no like EQ added or anything, compression. Let me go back a little bit. I mean, you could tell what it's not.
More delicate music. Okay, I can give that a shot. I just need you and a car to run. I just need you and a car to run. You and a car to run. You and a car.
Yeah, he EQ'd like it's not. So like, I mean, he's also just adding EQ and tweaking the songs. So if he would have done, if he did it exactly for both mixes, you'd still be able to hear like the characteristics of like, say, the preamp coming through and this and that.
I imagine within this 40-minute video, he's gonna say, "Well, you're adding plugins, so you're gonna lose the differences," and he's probably gonna do that. I feel like that's gonna be coming up next in this video. Like,
we have 5.
I feel like there's gonna be a raw take somewhere that is comparable.
Scientific frequency response graphs. You know, let's yeah, I'll watch this and then.
No, you hear the preamp character better when
you
push
the video
preamps with heavy music. But I don't even listen to that kind of music.
Bro.
That was funny.
Lil Jim Bob fucking hardcore bandit? Let's go. I don't know what dude, his like lower register. he's like trying to scream, but he's not. It's like, it sounds like he's like, I don't want to blow my voice out, but he's just trying to do it as loud as he could.
I'm still not finding the missing preamp sound. So the internet said,
let's go to the scientific graph.
I can do that.
I like the
I can
science.
use Room EQ
I'm a
over then sweep of
scientist.
every
I'm an
frequency
audio
unit you can
engineer.
hear through each
I'm an
preamp and then
engineer.
show on the graph exactly how different they are. For context, everyone I know says Neves are warm. They also say ribbon mics are warm. So let's look at a graph of a Royer 121 ribbon mic, which is warm, compared to a Shure SM57, which is not warm. Okay, cool. The Royer has about 9 dB less energy up here and 9 dB more energy down here. So maybe the warm Neve has something that looks kind of like this when compared to the garbage preamp.
Let's see.
And they're the same. They're within 1/4 of a dB from 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. But hey, maybe a dB is a lot, and that might mean half a dB is something.
20? That's
and a
not
dB
even
is almost more than
audible.
half a dB. So what if that is making a difference? So I dialed in an EQ to make a...
Yeah, that curve from like going down to 20, it's where it's dropping off. Even at 20,000 kilohertz, is dropping off. When my ears, I can't hear anything. If you could do right now, you could do an audio test yourself. Put on headphones and put it like a signal generator and do a sine wave at like 1000K, right? 1000 kilohertz. Move it all the way up as far as you can. It'll sound annoying for a minute, but you move it up as far as you can until you can't hear it at all. And that's the range of what your ears can even hear at. Technically. Like if it's like loud enough. Like if you have it really fucking loud, maybe you can hear a little bit more. But I did audio tests myself, and getting audio tests like when I had a station tube collapse, and basically I can't hear anything barely past like 16,000 kilohertz. And our frequency, like if you're a brand new baby, your hearing you can hear usually up to about 20,000 kilohertz. So every 10 years, every decade, you lose about about every decade you lose about 1,000 kilohertz. So like if you heard 20,000 kilohertz, after 10 years you'll hear 19,000 kilohertz, then 18,000. So like your age just your ears start degrading over time. So, and I have some hearing loss I have some hearing damage, like hearing loss issues in mid frequencies from like, what was it? It was like probably 800 hertz to like 3,000 kilohertz. Like in that range, they map it and what you can hear, and you do all this tests, and you can see that there's some mid-range hearing loss that I have, which is like pretty normal. It's not like super drastic. So, but you have to compensate. There's audio engineers who literally have like pretty bad hearing loss in certain aspects, but they do stuff when they're mixing to compensate so that they know what they're actually listening to and referencing stuff, because their ears will not hear certain things. So for this reason, like between 20 hertz to 20, like that difference is so minute of drop-offs at those ranges that it doesn't really change.
Here and here, and then flipped it on and off and listened
to it.
That
was a really long story to make that comparison. There was like a weird jangle on the acoustic in the left side that was like really like sounded wavy, like blowing out or something. It was kind of annoying in that mix.
And I couldn't hear a difference. But maybe I'm biased. Maybe I subconsciously don't want there to be a difference, even though I'm one of the few people who actually did get my hands on the real thing. So I took my subconscious out of the equation and did a blind ABX listening test for, what's a good number? 100 rounds.
100 rounds? 100 rounds?
His show results now.
Of him listening.
And according to math, I would have been better off flipping a coin. But that's just my ears, and I'm just a performer. The internet still says that Neves are not only warm, but they are punchy. What does punchy mean? It means the preamps respond to the input.
I mean, my thoughts on this is like, is this just the best marketing? All these companies just fucking lying to people for so long. Like maybe there is differences, but they're like if you look into most preamps, you start looking at all the parts, like they're going to have the same transformers sometimes. Some companies might have the same like some of those maybe play into
well, nothing's just like pedals. Nothing's magic, right?
Nothing's
like
magic. It's
all
like the
electronics.
same parts. It's how you do it and how you place it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like how much electricity you're running to certain elements that can handle it, to where the way that you structure everything is going to be different compared to like how someone else makes a different preamp. I don't want to just go through the whole video, but I'm like, there's it's good. It's a good video, but I'm like, I don't want to just show his whole video unless, you know, I mean, we're commenting on it. I just don't. I'd rather people just go and watch the whole video, but I just want to find the point. Let's get to like the point. Is there a special vintage distortion? But I want distortion. So he goes into a lot of stuff. But analog gear is always distorting. Yes. But then always analog gear. So he goes into a lot of stuff. Getting ahead of it.
So usually in other videos, I just cut to black and drop the mic and let the truth exist for people to experience. I'm not in the business.
Like we know the setup, this, that. He's doing some testing. He's showing basically that. Like I don't need to.
Of telling anyone what they hear, but I'm going to do a little segment here called Getting Ahead of It. One, is all of this actually real? Yes, 100% of this video, and every one of my videos is real. The audio you hear is what I said it was. This is not merely for clicks or entertainment. This is rigorous. Two, are you saying that all preamps sound the same? No, some preamps are broken, and some preamps are made so cheaply or poorly that the frequency response doesn't stay flat from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz.
So here's a perfect example right here, where he's like, am I saying that they're all the same, right? And every narrative that everyone online is doing is going, he says all preamps sound the same. He says all preamps, and they're like, oh yeah, they do sound different. And so like, even in the video, it goes to the point of like, I didn't watch any of this. I just saw people's reaction. I saw it. So I'm kind of cold going into this video, but, it goes to show that a lot of people start talking shit on stuff or start making content of something that because people started talking about it, and they grab it and they didn't even watch the part of the video where he's basically saying his section, like this section is explaining that he doesn't think it's all the same, but then everyone's narrative was like that he thinks, from what I've been seeing,
as we go,
a lot of people are like, oh, he thinks of all stuff, so people don't watch the video.
Yeah,
and
people
it's
like
funny
because
this just happened. Yeah. This just happened. You were saying something about the one video we did. About the end it stuff. I don't know if you want to speak to that.
I will in a bit.
First,
but let's get through this.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
This is, I love this stuff because this is I think super important for musicians.
I bought a little mixer for 30.
Well, it's also just like getting the wool pulled over your eyes, more people just blindly buying a bunch of shit they think they need. Like even like with pedals, thinking I need to buy all these different pedals. It's just like now you don't have to buy like all these really expensive pedals.
$30 on Amazon, and its treble falls off at around 15K. But every musician everywhere can get their hands on something like this, and it'll work great. But Jim, my preamp sounds different. I know it does. Okay, show me. In fact, to help you out, I made a course that shows you exactly how to do a bunch of the stuff I did in this video. Using tools you already have and some free computer programs. I walk you through it, and then you can test not just your preamps, but your pedals and your plugins and other gear to see what it's actually doing. And this has saved me and will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. Then if you do that, you can show me that your preamp sounds different. Or maybe it doesn't. This course is actually a big deal. It's called Find Your Gear's Hidden EQ. It's brand new and it's on jimlillmusic.com. Available instantly to you right now. Like a couple hours from right now, you can know what all your gear actually does. 4, why should I trust you when Big Famous Guy says something different? I've gotten texts from friends that are different versions of this question where they watch an interview or even in the room with a big producer guy and he says, needs are warm or whatever. So why trust me?
I keep forgetting I have it. Wait, hold on. Let's see what it sounds like normal speed. I forgot how fast I was watching it.
Instead of Big Famous Guy. Because
I hate it. No, go back. All right, that's bad.
Never did this. Do you know what it takes to make a useful comparison? It has to be identical.
So that's with ADHD and then turning off to normal speed. That's without ADHD.
Playing or it's useless. From an identical microphone or it's useless. In the identical spot or it's useless. Split out to the 2 preamps you want to compare. Then the level has to be exactly matched or it's useless. And very short sections of the playing have to be edited back to back with no gap or it's useless. And maybe most importantly, the audio file of the comparison has to exist so that you or anyone else can actually listen to it right now and revisit it later anytime to double check it. These are the minimum requirements to begin forming an opinion. If the story was, yeah, on take 3, the guitar was a little bright, so he patched it out of an API and into a Neve. And on take 6, it sounded better. That doesn't do any of that. Big Famous Guys made huge, great, awesome things. And those things were huge, great, and awesome for a lot of reasons. And the Big Famous Guys that I've talked to have never said that during their limited, expensive time in big studios cutting major label music, that the appropriate thing to do was to question whether the giant, awesome console actually sounds different from a Focusrite Scarlett. They're already in the room with the big Neve. They just use the big Neve, and they do whatever it takes to make the richest person in the building invite them back. So nobody knew. And if you wanted to know, you'd have to do everything I did in this video. And nobody ever did that because it takes a long time, and it's hard, and you risk a piece of your religion and identity being chipped away. And why do that when you have a bunch of other stuff in life demanding your attention? Well, I did it. And turns out, when you actually do it, this is what it actually sounds like. Now we know. I gotta say, it's weird finding out that nobody's listening. They're just repeating stuff they've heard. So that inspired a new project I'm doing for anyone that likes this kind of honesty and curiosity and wants to hang out with me without waiting a year between my giant projects. I just started a weekly show where I catch up on important bands and artists that I should really know about by actually listening. And you can do that along with me. Too much stuff out there comes from people who read the Wikipedia page and then repeat it and pretend they're an expert without ever showing you what it actually sounds like. So I'm not doing that. Instead, I'm telling you, I might not know anything about this band. Let's forget everything we've been told and just listen to the songs and see what's in there. And take home some notes on how to get that vibe in case we're ever asked to. I do that for fun anyway, so why not post it so other people can learn too? The show is called...
Okay, he's just hyping his show. What did you hear?
What did you hear?
Some people want money, some people want...
Is he switching? All music in the video was played. Some salty. No I ever used for any reason. Alright, country boy. Oh my god, wait, hold on. Is that guitar on the car? Did he build a guitar on the car? That's from that, is that from that video? Look at he fucking...
Oh yeah, the guitar is...
I don't remember that part of the video. Maybe I didn't watch the whole thing, but he strung it up to the car.
I'd probably bet
it's
some
a
money
guitar.
you didn't watch
It's a
the whole
guitar.
thing, Trey.
It's a what? It's what?
I said I'd probably bet some money you didn't watch the whole thing, Trey.
Well, I remember. No, I think I did watch the whole thing. I just...
Because you're notorious for watching as little of it as possible.
Shut up. Shh, we're live right now. Don't tell people my secrets. Shut up. I have ADHD. You're being ableist right now.
I like that dude a lot. I watched the one with the mics and the speakers or cabs. He did a deep dive on cabs.
Yeah.
That's the one I remember watching, and I was like super thankful and grateful for that information. So what this dude is fucking sick. What he does. And like I said, by the end of it, I'm like, I'm on his side anyway because no one else is doing this work. I'm not going to trust it otherwise.
Like even if he's getting stuff wrong to an extent, or like if anyone could disprove him in some way, but they did rigorous testing, it's like this is what science is. It's people doing tests and then people going, please prove me wrong, because if there's a better way of this happening, or this being shown that it does change, he would want that. Like most people would want to be, like in most scientific study stuff, it's like you want to be proven wrong. Because if you're not, then it's like, okay, well then unless you're just infallibly correct, it's like you want to be proven wrong because you're like, is there a better way? Especially if it's something where it's like, can we figure out that there is a difference or something that would be valid to be proven right? And he's like, it's not proven right, so let's see if we can still prove it right. Yeah, I thought that was funny, but like here's Stephen Hawks. This is the guy that used to like live here and record here, but he's in LA.
Well, I can't believe it. I almost forgot Jim Lill existed. Everybody's talking about these Jim Lill videos, and I was like, I don't think he's released one of these in like 2 years. I kind of figured that he just ran out of stuff to debunk or prove. I will say this, if I'm being magnanimous, I appreciate the testing, the adventurous spirit. I test a lot of things and get to the bottom and go through a lot of rabbit holes. So I enjoy that aspect of the videos. And, if a guy wants to make EQ and saturation curves that make a Focusrite preamp sound better and try to sell them to big audience and scale up a thing, God bless you. But, we all know he's wrong, right? Like he's just wrong. He's wrong, right? Because he's wrong. Well, I can't believe it.
Well, you do a blind study.
Dude, how is that the video he makes? He goes, you just know he's wrong, right? I'm sorry, that's fucking the weakest response. Let's not even make a full YouTube video. Let's do the shortest version. He just said he does deep dives. Like no one's done what he... Like I don't know.
No one's doing super deep dives like what he did.
I appreciate the dude. You just trying to say that you're not going to back away from all the money you fucking spent. That's all it is. It's okay. You can spend your money.
Yeah.
Don't try to be cool about it though.
I mean, like most people, they want to have the alternative like take on stuff, especially if it's something that if you feel really strongly, you're upset that he said that all of them sound the same. I guess it would be invalidating to some people if they spend a fuck ton of money and you're just basically saying you're fucking stupid. But he's not even saying you're stupid. He was just like, I want to save you money if you don't really need to do it on stuff. Why that is whack. Let's see what this guy has to say. Come on,
I hate that I
JJ
have to
Blair.
make this
Tell me.
video, but this is the world we live in.
18 minutes. Nope. Not worth the response. Dude, 18-minute fucking...
It's better than 40... And it's better than
vertical
10 seconds to a 40-minute video with no science behind it.
He's got 7,000. 18 minutes for a vertical video response? No, I'm good. If you're doing a full, like, video with, like, edited video, yeah, maybe. But Jim Lill will be... His fanboys will be mad. Let's see what this guy has to say. How long is your video?
What's up, guys? Mitch.
43 minutes. Okay, did you go through? All right, he's going through. He's going through EQ tests. So he's actually testing shit. I'm assuming he has neat stuff. Just blindly. Let's blindly go here and just see.
We've got nicely set to shift. At least by a dB, dB and a half up to 2 dB, we get a shift here. And that's...
I would love if everyone's like, no, actually 40-minute video to show like the most minute difference of the preamps and being like, see, you're fucking wrong. And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, you still can't tell between the songs, but like it's there though. And literally, technically it's there. Like, I mean, there's some people who would probably argue that. They're like, yeah, well, I mean, you can't really notice, but like, I mean, so, okay. So from my perspective, it's like, I know if I push some other preamps and other stuff, I get what I get out of it, and I know what I get. Like, I don't need someone to tell me that they're all the exact same. It depends on like what you're recording or like what mic you're using. Like, there's always going to be a variable between everything. So like, I think the biggest lesson for me out of this, when I already am like, I grew up poor and I didn't really have a lot of money. I fucking used whatever the fuck I had. Like we've explained, I'm a very big proponent of like intermediate gear and like good quality shit that people put out for a decent price. And like, you know, for like kids who don't have money for Fenders and shit, like Squire was okay. And like, so my biggest takeaway from like all of this shit and even people's response is that it does seem like a lot of people to do a 40-minute video to just try to disprove the dude. Like, totally. I mean,
I don't know. I don't think, is he saying that he's disproving it? I don't think anything says that he's disproving it from what we've watched. I think it's just a response to it, right?
Is it a response? Did Jim Lill get his knee? I mean, getting it
It's just
wrong,
a question, and
wouldn't that be trying to prove that his point was wrong? Would be? I'm just.
I think the question is
okay, I'm not great with,
but he doesn't.
Yes.
He didn't say anything that actually says that he's disagreeing. We saw 2 seconds of the video that says.
Jim Lill
that
released a video of knee preamps and how he thinks they don't make a big difference in recording. I mean, he didn't say they don't make a big difference. I mean, he's saying that they're like not. How he thinks they don't make a big. I mean, that's kind of simple. He's just stating the fact that he says that in general, it's not that drastically different between most preamps because of like how the analog to digital conversion, certain aspects is like not that different based off of just the preamps. Mics and other stuff, yes. I'll show you some issues with Jim's testing. What happens when you use preamps by actually driving them, how important the Neve. Yeah, that's where you get the harmonic distortion and shit. But like driving them. But EQ is a ton of preamp and much more. I mean, he's probably right. I mean, everyone's right. Everyone's right.
He chooses the wrong Neve is really funny. Yeah, I take it as it's very cork sniffery, and it's very important for certain people to have what they have and justify what they have. And I think it's another example of, you know, it's more.
Okay,
what's more important is how you use what you have. Like how you use what you have is more important. Like getting the most out of what you have is way more important than buying the best thing for the job or whatever. Like,
and I've been
like
through that.
We see it all the time with like, you know, microphones. We see it all the time with guitar pedals. We see it all the time with guitars. We see it all the time with every single aspect of music. It's not just music. It doesn't just extend to music, but that's how we know it. Is like, I saw a very similar video and a very similar super touchy topic about guitar cables. That's what I was asking about. Is like, when they show such little differences that it's like, it's cool that if someone wants to use their money on a crazy guitar cable, that's cool. But you're also allowed to be like, cool, you used, like, I'm getting the same thing here, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so touching on the guitar cable issue, there's like people are like, you got to get a Mogami because it's gold plated and like there is differences between guitar cable companies and how they design, how they manufacture, like how the casings are, there is differences of quality of the build of it that are different, but when it comes to it, it's literally just the fucking wires in there going through, sending a signal. You can have stuff that's like not shielded very well and stuff that has really good shielding, but like when it comes down to it, there's the cable issue. I think most people come to understand that it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter at all.
The thing is like there is a space for it for the right reason or the certain people or whatever the fuck you want to, like, there's definitely reasons to justify any of it, but like when it comes down to it is that like not everything is going to be needed or wanted by every person, and certain things are going to be exactly what they need. Like I fucking hate this interface sometimes, but it is a very good interface and it does do a very good job. Just the way that some of the shit is, the way that some of the stuff is on this thing is fucking annoying and dumb. But that being said, it is a great interface, and I do like, other than needing more inputs for like recording, like I said, I was looking for something with like a couple more inputs to record drums. I don't foresee myself needing to buy a fucking Neve or fucking Neumann mics or this and that. But that doesn't mean it isn't awesome for the right person and that there isn't reasons for it. But I do think, sometimes industries are made and people, companies win when capitalism looks good for that company. So they're going to go along with the fucking Neve sounds warm. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. It's just, I think there is a thing to that, but like ultimately it's just electronics, and the stuff you're searching for that's old and shit, it's older electronics. So like most of the time that thing has now been superseded in one way, shape, or form. So like there are things that are gonna be naturally cheaper to do nowadays or get differently, and you're literally just paying for a name. That's what capitalism is. Like it's not anyone else's fault, and it's definitely not like, it's just the people that come up to defend it. It's usually, like I said, it's people like, I gotta justify my money, or people, and it's like,
or people that are benefiting from the system of pushing this kind of shit. But then in the video too, he's like pushing. Here's the thing, like, so like Steven, like he used to, the guy in the video that he was saying he's wrong. He's wrong, right? Steven, he like recorded here. He recorded a bunch of bands and shit. He's like lived here. He like was here and then he moved to LA or something. But forgot. He got a studio. I don't know him personally, but I started following him. I was like, oh, and he follows me and stuff. He's cool though. He's a cool dude. It's just like he's doing the edgy, like, he's wrong. Well, he's just talking shit, and I don't even think he's like really actually trying to be a dick. He's just silly. But at the end of the day, it's like he's still like doing all this stuff, which is cool. But he's also like in the video, he's like, hey, get these things to like to like EQ your preamps and do all. So he's like selling these products in the video where he's like, here, you can like buy the shit that I do to like change. So there's a part of that I can see that looks a little like dodgy, saying the preamps don't matter.
Oh yeah, because
but then he's selling EQ curves for Focusrites or other shit where you can like make it sound like that. Is the part where it kind of throws me off. Where I'm like, not saying he's being shady or like like he's being like deceptive in the aspect of, there is ways where like I take when I'm doing my IK multimedia, I have my Arc X for my software because this room's dog shit as far as mixing. I have some rock wool panels. I have paneling all over, and like the corners, not the best, but close enough to kill some of the room. And then I have the software to kind of EQ, curve, and kind of fix my room a little bit. So when I'm mixing right here, my monitors, you can input mic calibrations. So there's people that like for the Behringer like reference mic I have, it's not the best one. Like there might be a better reference mic, but it works completely almost the same as like any other one. Like the one it's like $100 for IK multimedia one that you could buy the program with. I'm like, no, I'm cool. This one's like $20. So you set it in there and you can enter the calibration of the mic so that it takes out the EQ curve of the mic's own curve that it has, and then it kind of balances out, trying to balance it out. So when you're listening, it's doing tests in the room, picking it up. There's even like the sound card. You can run a test on your sound card, like what he did. I did that with mine. I run the fucking the tests and stuff on my my Audient Evo 16 rack 8-channel preamp. You can do these tests to where you kind of get a sound. You can like EQ and see what your like interface actually is hearing, and how you can like use that in some programs to kind of counteract some of the, I think it comes down to like some of the self noise, so you can like figure out like for metering or something. I don't know. I'm not super deep on some of that shit, but I do know that I don't know, just like trying to sell, what was it, $45 in the video? Selling $45 to like get a let's see, let me go back to it.
Expensive purchase of my life.
Selling it for like $45 to like get the actual store. Let's see, the hidden EQ curve for $50. Every piece of music gear has a hidden EQ that it doesn't tell you about. Yeah, that's true. All is affecting your sound, your pedals, and unless you buy and watch this course, then it's a course, then you'll know exactly what the hidden EQ is.
Yeah, you said it was a couple hours long.
Yeah, so he's just going through, he's probably showing you how to do all of it and this and that. So you're actually buying the lesson. So it's like, everyone does that though. So like there's nothing sketchy about it, obviously, or weird that like the video he's doing. It seems like someone's like, oh, it doesn't really matter. And then trying to use that. I mean, was this all just a huge ploy to like sell his own shit? Like, to an extent, I don't know. I'm getting a little bit conspiracy.
I definitely understand that
wait, hold
side
on. Maybe,
of that, but I think like
maybe. Just kidding. Sorry. Go ahead.
I definitely understand that side of things, but the two things about it is he's still running, like none of the testing was behind a paywall, right? So none of the testing, none of the all the stuff in the video that was still out for free. This is its own piece of stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago very shilly to be like, oh, buy this $50 course. Nowadays people are putting their writings behind paywalls like Patreon and stuff like that. It's very normal.
Well, no one makes money anymore.
Try to be like,
shit, yeah.
I want to try to make a little bit of money doing all, like how much work did he put into this?
That's a lot of work, yeah.
He's giving it to you for free, and you don't see much of anything out of it at all. And it's okay that he wants to try to make a little bit of money back on. He's not asking you to just donate because he bought a Neve. It came from a seemingly decent place.
He's a working
so it's like, it's
too.
hard to like, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, if you want to break down the person for who they are and do all this other stuff, fine. But like, you better not be living in a glass house. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like, that's just like, everyone's asking for money. Like, we can go to any producer and be like, how much are you charging per hour? Well, do you really think that's a fair price to the struggling musician who needs to just get their stuff? Like, anyone can make anyone else look bad for trying to make money for doing what they do. So,
well,
it's just like it seems so disrespectful to immediately be like, here's this quick talking point on a 40-minute long video that is not like, none of this stuff is being shoved down your throat. No one's forcing you to watch this video. No one's forcing you to take his course. No one's forcing you to do this and that. You're there to, watch it if you want to or don't want to. It's just, sometimes it's easier to just like not watch the thing, not fucking say the thing. I learned about it myself, and just walk away, because like, it's just like, there's no reason to like break down other individuals over something that doesn't affect you. And like, you're talking about this person who did a lot of, like, he did all this work to put this video out. It takes a lot of work to get think about start to finish on a final product just on music alone. Just on music alone is a long fucking time. Miking everything, getting the tones, doing all this shit, and then doing a video where you're filming it all,
having to do all the
time that it takes to do all of it. And then you're editing it, which takes for fucking ever, which is why he puts a video out once every fucking year or whatever that little stab at him was. And then you're just like, so you're like, just the way that dude's like, I don't give a fuck if he was living in Portland or not. I get it. Portland's sick, but like, just to be like, I
That's fine.
appreciate all the work you did. Like, dude, you're sitting there in front of your phone. I do deep dives as well. You probably didn't do a deep dive like this, and you have nothing to prove that you did. He has something to prove that he did this deep dive. And he literally said, fine, if I'm wrong, go and submit this thing. Do the same test as me and show me that your preamp sounds different.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see anything crazy about that. And for you to just make a little fucking you know he's wrong, right? Like, dude, get whatever the cool stick is that you have up your butt, take it out. You're not cool. Like,
Yeah.
just appreciate that someone else did some work. Most production people, most people in the audio engineering would actually just take really good information out of this and just move to be like, I can take this to the next mix. Maybe I could take this to the next mix. I know that maybe I could use this in a tight spot. Like, at the very least, hey, if my fucking interface breaks, I know I can buy a shitty fucking Focusrite Scarlett that I hate because fuck those things. But I can put it on my board and I can at least get a comparable thing. That's something that you learn from it. You might know it from from being around, but not everyone does. Like, YouTube isn't like this. I don't know. People just really have a fucking big old balls on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think your sentiment and what you're saying, it goes to a lot of things, not just preamps and this whole situation. It goes into the pedal gear, other shit. Like, it's just the cork sniffery.
Similar arguments, right? Yeah.
So and I will say
like, you know, everyone looks at like the clon debate, right? Like how JHS is always like, everyone talks about using a clon, they're not even pushing the diodes that everyone talks about are being magical, so they're not even right. So everyone has their take on stuff, right? Like, it's just like, it's like, it's also okay that sometimes the thing that's really sick and a lot of money is just it is what it is. It's not that, you know.
Here's a Reddit thread.
Like 1980s guitars, and when there's better ones made, it doesn't make that one better in quality. You're just putting it higher in price because of the value that someone else put on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that happens in every aspect.
Of course.
Old cars are dog shit. They just look cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, they
Well, some older cars, they just were really easy to fix. So like, some people want them because they're cool looking and old, and they're
but
just
once again, that's just a little thing.
Themselves. Yeah, it's a little thing. The only thing, okay, I'll push back on one thing that I know. Not so much sounding better, functionality, that it's better, that it's older, or that it's like an analog thing. When it comes to a specific sect of keyboards, electronic keyboards, like old synths and shit, there's a level of some people who are like the most coveted, like the Jupiters and Prophets, and like some of the old keyboards that were like made around the, let's say, 80s, or even some 70s, 80s, 90s, and more like 80s and 70s. Some of those synths, from time of the components degrading, they ended up like sounding different, to where that people would get these old Junos or other stuff where, since they're older synths, they just are cooked a little bit more, and some of the components degraded to an extent to where it got a better sound out of it, to where now they're even doing these replicas of these old synths that when they were brand new sounded a certain way, but then the components degraded to where it sounds different, to where they're modeling all these synths when they're like, you know, they're modeling old synths that have been captured after the parts have degraded, and then buying plugins of synths that are of the synth, but a shittier version of the synth after years of it being used and just degrading over time. So it's like, when it comes to like these concepts of like sounding different and better in this just like, it's all in the perception of like, I guess your own perception of what you see based off of people telling you. So like, I feel like there's a lot of gaslighting that goes on with a lot of gear and other stuff, where it's like, you got to have, you know, you got to have this guitar, because and like, there is provable things of like, this guitar was made a certain way to where it feels better. Like, there are things that are tangible, but I think that the more I've gotten older with the capitalist bullshit, the more you're realizing you're getting the fucking wool pulled over your eyes, and they just want to fucking take your money in a lot of aspects. So it's like, I think doing tests like this are important to prove that if there is any evidence to show that, you know, there is not big differences with certain things, but maybe there are. And if people want to believe, and you know, if the science is like, no, there is differences, which like, there are differences between preamps themselves. but like the whole point was like his preamps. I'd say more so with when it comes to digital preamps going in for recording or other stuff. I don't think there's really the biggest difference besides the fact maybe some of them have they're just like they have higher like headroom and shit, and whatever parts or whatever magic they fucking did technology wise to make sure that it can like pick up clean. I don't know. I don't know every minutiae item of like certain audio stuff. I'm not like the most
like
educated,
this dude,
but
the way his approach was like he was looking for a certain thing, and that he was fairly convinced after his amount of knowledge that preamp was the answer. That's what that's where my mind
and
is.
that's his take is like, I gotta get this preamp
from his research, because we all do that research, right? We go, oh, maybe the thing I need is this, or maybe the thing I'm looking for is this, right? And so he comes at, I think when you come at it from the situation and then you go, man, I found that preamp, I'm gonna buy the thing, and then you're like, fuck, dude, it's like, it is, you could say like, you could call it user error, you can do a lot of things, but like it's just he finds out that it's just really not like what he thought it would be, and he makes a video about it, right? That's like kind of, but like when it comes to what you were saying about like degrading over time, is I guess let's say degradation. Degrading over time is like,
got the right word.
But like I do agree that sometimes that will happen, but then we're talking about that also like, so because like for example, everyone loves V30 speakers. Company that makes cabs sells their own V30 that they run frequencies through to road wear it, so it sounds like a used V30 because used V30s sound better.
Yeah.
So that's what they do, is they make a V30, run frequencies through it to make it road worn, and it gets a different sound, right? So like, or like people changing the capacitors in their guitars, thinking that that's where they're gonna get their better tone roll off and shit. It's really what it is. It's just like some of this stuff is exactly right. Some of this stuff does change, but some of it's also like it's just too far into the deep end that your point of investing on your return on investment gets smaller every single time you change it. Like,
and then you do videos. I
think the biggest
why
step
you
up,
spent all that money.
yeah, but like I think the biggest step up would be quality. You can go from a really shitty interface to a better interface that just improves your quality of life. That is worth money to me. That is worth a tangible thing. Maybe because it's a rack mount and you have a rack mount stuff now, and that's way better for flow, or that you don't like certain hardware or software programmed into this bullshit that you wish would change, so you got one that did something different. Or I think that's where the biggest return on investment is. After that, it's literally just companies trying to sell their product.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just like, all right, you can talk about like, you want that old Neve because that's the sound that they got on this record. It's cool. But like, and then you're talking about like people like buying like they degrade over time, so they sound a little different. But like at that time when they used that Neve, that was probably brand new. They were using a brand new preamp at that session, right?
And it sounded close to it
because it wasn't old then, right?
So, well, that's what. Okay, so like that's what he said in the video.
The
old people.
The preamp debate, I think, is interesting because I feel like the preamp debate is interesting because I feel like it has been like what seems to be the most important thing you can do to your signal chain. Like, it seems to be the way that you get coloration on your stuff, the way that you get
harmonics, like, coloration,
tone and vibes and feel, and to see that kind of not come into fruition is pretty, I think, wild to see.
Yeah, I think the other aspect too about, I think, like what he said in the video is that back in the day they had like the Neve consoles and shit, like they were new and this and that, where people weren't so much sitting there hyper focused on, will this sound better if it's going into this or that. Like they just had the stuff and they just did stuff, and that's when people were just getting shit done. And I think, do you feel like there is an aspect of the hyper fixation and even the level of like, we're sitting here doing a live stream and we're doing commentary and there's just such a hyper focus on so many topics of things and people buying gear, people doing shit. There's such a level of everyone hyper focusing and the communication and connection that we've had online of everyone hyper analyzing shit to a point that's so beyond the point of what it's even fucking for or why are we using it, so that there's like, even I look at the pedal shit, dude, like we were so high, like fuck, pedals are sick, right? We play guitar through them, we use them, and there's a point where I'm like, I'm buying all these pedals and I'm like, they're just sitting there and I'm like, I'm not even fucking using them. Like they're just sitting there because I thought it was cool and I like collecting shit. So like that's a part of me. I just like to collect shit because there's a level of like what I learned from ADHD and other stuff of like people that collect shit. It's an outward thing of me having something that I bought this pedal. This takes me back to a moment, takes me back of a time. There's a thing with maybe not so much neurotypical people, but there's a level. I mean, you probably like you have a record or you have this where it takes you back. I have all these records because when I listen to it, it reminds me of the time when I was at this point in my life and this and that. Like, so there's a lot of external things that I do where I have things around me because it's a memory. It's like a remembering thing. And some of that's why it's hard for me to get rid of shit sometimes. There's a lot of that I've processed where as far as like, there's even pedals, like there's a shitty pedal I have. I'm like, I don't even fucking need it. And I was trying to figure out what to get rid of at the guitar shop to go turn in. And I was like, no, I'm going to keep this one just because I liked it. And I was like, I have no reason to keep it. But it's just like, I'm not going to get shit for it at the shop. It's like a cheap pedal, but I'm just like, it's this cheap little reverb. I'm like, it's like one of the first reverbs I ever bought. I have a DD5 delayed Boss pedal. I'm never going to get rid of it because that was one of the first guitar pedals I ever bought. Pedal. And it's great. And they told me, someone said, oh yeah, it's like broken or something. I think it's because it would feed back. And when you'd have the delay time, like the feedback on or something, and you turn it off, it would keep going and it wouldn't stop it because it's like an analog pedal, right? So it just keeps.
Yeah, you still got to turn the feedback down.
You still got to. I think someone was like, it doesn't work. And I'm like, it seems to work fine to me. So, there's a level.
There's a specific mode on that pedal that is used by Agata from Melt Banana.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's not that it's super special to that pedal, but
it has a momentary like if you are on one of the settings on the DD5 and you hold it down real fast, it'll do like a loop. It like does like a
that's the
hold,
that's
the
what
hold
it does.
function.
Yeah.
He goes,
I can do it with the I can do it with the Grand Canyon too, but it's nowhere near as intuitive and not the way, because Agata does it really quickly and he changes it up a lot. So it's just him hitting pedals, but for this one, it's like double taps and not the same. Anyway, yes, very cool pedal though. You should. I love pedal.
I love that pedal.
That's like, I mean, we all know about being told to use different gear because they think they swear it sounds better than what you're using. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you gotta get an orange.
I've been there.
You gotta get this. You gotta get this amp. I'm looking at a new tube head.
You gotta re-record your entire guitar part with this guitar because I'm convinced it sounds better.
Well, you know what's one thing I was gonna do? I have all my album. I'm almost done with the last song I worked on. I have all the DI shit with like STL tones or like my Tone X or whatever. I have all those, and I was almost gonna go. I think I have a reamp, radial. I have a radial reamp box that I got because I was like, I'm gonna use this at some point for like reamping. I've never really had to reamp anything too much because I just either mic the amp, record it, or either just do a DI in, whatever. I was thinking about hooking up my like Randall head. I put the 6L6s back in because I realized the EL34s were like not what you should be putting in that for like actually powering the cab. I just didn't think that through. So I put the 6L6 and I was playing on it and it sounds amazing. I was like, oh, this Randall head's good. Maybe I won't sell it. I actually liked it.
Is that the Satan head that you?
It's that RT50. It's that Randall.
Oh, the RT.
It's that Randall 50 watt tube head. It's loud as fuck for 50. I mean, 50 watts is still loud enough.
I mean, my orange head is 50 watts. They're loud as fuck.
I'm looking at. I want to get this. I'll do this. I want to get this fucking Marshall. I want something that's pretty Marshall-y tone because I like Marshalls.
Oh, dude, and you can do 4 ohms or 8 ohms, which means you can pretty much run any cab you fucking want.
Yeah, on the Randall, I can do 8 or 4, which is nice. Although I can't do if you're doing 16 ohms, like into. Because there's like there's
8 stereo most of the time you're fine.
It depends. Well, my crate cab has my crate Blue Voodoo has a switch for 4 or 16 ohms, or it's an 8 stereo, left and right in.
Yeah.
Or you can just do it. So, I was pushing the Sun amp. Was it tube head? It's the I forgot what it's called. Something 100. It's like the whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't need to go. But it's this Marshall. It's like an older tube head from the 90s that like sounded really good but had a bunch of problems, and then they did a remake version of it using basically the same shit but fixed all the problems.
100.
So what was it called?
DSL. The DSL 100, or there's a G.
I think it's the DSL 100. Yeah.
100
Yes,
HR,
the
maybe.
DSL 100 HR. This is the head. I want to get this because it's just 100 watts. And brand new is 900. I saw someone selling it for like 600, but they're like, "Oh, the fuse is blown. You just have to fix it." And I was just like, "That's a fucking red flag," because it's like, why did the fuse blow? And I'm like, "You're just trying to get rid of
fuses
this?"
go. I mean, my orange gets I have to change a fuse every so often on my orange. That's just what happens.
I've never
I feel like that's like
my
the
other
most natural
tubes.
thing that happens.
No, for sure, but it also might be a problem, like something blowing. Because, like, well, the thing is, they're like, "Oh, it's like brand new. I barely used it. I'm getting rid of it." I'm like, and I was like, "Why would you? Why wouldn't you just change the fuse, sell it?" I was like, "I don't want to deal with it." It's like it just seemed sketchy, so I was like, "I'll give you 500," but this is just 100-watt straight, just tube head, ultra gain. Got the classic gain and the ultra gain, equalization. It was just a cool. I wanted a 100-watt tube head, and then I have my 50, so I'm set.
Yeah, that'd be
and
insane.
I want to run 2 stacks, 150-watt through like a bass cab, and then another one, and just make a massive. Not that I'm playing Doom, but you can just make a very loud Doom rig, just all the frequencies, just for like rock.
I'm pretty much that. I'm at Doom rig status at this point with how I do the gutted stuff now.
But anyways,
I can't. I didn't.
Yeah.
Speaking of gear that you love, that bass cab I got at an insane deal. We played our show without my bass cab, and it was fine. Like it was totally fine. But my tone I get from my bass through my bass cab is so fucking fun, and I use all these audio clips live, and I have them like, so I put them in my DAW and like cut out frequencies that I knew didn't sound good on my cab because I'd ran them previously through the cab.
Yeah.
So when I played them live on the other cab, it sounded awful. It was so
so
bad.
it sounded
like,
good on
that
the one
sucks.
cab. But then the other one,
it sounded so like the cab was so different. It was one of those like Sun 215s, which is sick, but the one I use is an acoustic 810. It sounds. I love the way it sounds, man.
Well, it's also like
anyway,
it's all
godsend
tailored
for that gear, and the dude that sold me that gear is fucking gave me all this PA stuff for free. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember you telling me that. Awesome. Yeah, there was some other comments.
Well, speakers. We've had speakers for a while. That the PA head that I found recently was a big surprise. But
Anyway. I feel vindicated and liberated. I've always believed that must be to achieve authentic sounding. This is just like people on a Reddit thread. Literally 30 seconds in, opened Reddit while watching and found this post. It's just a performer proceeds to code multiple EQs, perform diagnosis with an oscilloscope, and conduct multiple effective experiments testing every theory on vintage pre-sound. So good. Very cool video. Engineer goes through a gear frenzy phase. Yeah. Every engineer. Yeah, I went through my gear phase. That's why I got fucking some of this shit I pulled out. I'm selling. I did the math of what Hank would do for selling the shit, even 50% of the used value, and I was like, all the shit I have in his stack, I was like, oh, it's like almost $1,000 if he buys it all, like at what he usually does for how much the value of the used with even selling it cheaper. I was like, oh, sick. That's why I was gonna sell all this shit, turn in, and maybe just buy like a nice Marshall 100-watt tube head and just have a nice Marshall. I got the Randall. And then I have I'm turning in that Epiphone trigger, man. I was like, I don't need this. It's just a 100-watt solid state. It's cool. I don't need it though. I'm never getting rid of my PV Supreme 100-watt solid state because I got that. I had that since I was like, I used to have 2 of them. I got rid of the other one that the reverb started fucking up on it, which I don't care much about that because I use pedals. I got rid of that other one that was just like not as great. And then I kept this one, and the dude tried to like talk me down. I was like, dude, I'm already selling it for like $100, like this, and it was worth more, I think, at that point. He was like, come on. I was like, dude, fuck you. At the Gates recorded.
Yeah, the market's tough right now with that stuff, I do gotta say.
At the Gates recorded with that exact Supreme head. It's like one of my first Slaughter of the Soul. It's like one of my favorite metal albums ever. So I was like, I'm never getting rid of that. Not for the whole album, I don't think, but it was like for some of the songs they used the Supreme head. And I was like, dude, fuck yeah. I'm like, just because of that, I'm like, I'm keeping this forever.
Yeah, that rules.
It's not worth much to sell anyway. It's like $200. Perfect condition. But anyway, so people, you know what? We're done talking about that. Let's switch over. We're switching topics. So in Minneapolis, there is I've seen these boxes. I've seen their boxes selling merch before, which I thought this would be an interesting topic to talk about because I'm pro-union, plus I sell merch. And this is just like two other things that I think are interesting. And it's also just a larger conversation to be had about the future of the industries. And as far as music industries, venues, other stuff, there needs to be a lot more representation for working class people, for representation for the workers and not the corporate shill lobbyists, people that like there needs to be more emphasis put on protecting the workers and not the company people. Get rid of Citizens United. But for this sake, Kings Road merch, they're a merch company based out of Minneapolis, and they currently are in a legal battle. Well, it's dealing with their, employment and stuff. I don't really know I don't know everything about the process of which I'm going to learn because I have some ideas for some other shit as far as union stuff that I was thinking about. Other stuff that's going on just to understand it. Cesar Esparza started working at Kings Road merch over 12 years ago, and this was well before the company was acquired by Sony Music. Back when Esparza and the warehouse were both based in Los Angeles, it was a place where punks got hired. He tells me in the parking lot outside of a punk show at a Minneapolis warehouse. Culturally, it makes sense that punks were drawn to Kings Road. It was founded by Epitaph Records and Bad Religion's Brett Gurewitz, and it serves as the merch partner for some of the biggest bands, Rancid, Touche Amore, Descendants, Turtle Jerks, Converge, Dropkick Murphys, The Chats, Refuse, Propaganda, and when Kings Road.
I'm on this site now. There's so many bands on here.
When the Kings Road,
they've been around for a while.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. When they were shuttered about 3 years ago in LA, Esparza was invested enough in the culture of his workplace to pack his life and move his family to the Twin Cities. The screen's blowing my eyes out. I'm having a hard time reading it. But let's do this. I don't have a dark mode. Anyways, there's a certain pride in people take in working. I'm not on my other browser. I don't do dark mode. I love dark mode. There's so many websites. Dude, fuck every website with just a white background. Hot take. Fuck your background if it's white. Don't fuck your background.
I'm team white background, black lettering, because that's how I can read better. I can't do it the other way around. I'm dark mode on certain things, but most things I'm not dark mode on.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, to each his own. But fuck anyone else. Not true. Anyone else who likes white backgrounds on websites. Was shuttered about 3 years ago. So we went back to Minneapolis. There's a certain pride. People that work for Kings Road. It sounds cheesy as fuck, but it's like a family. Through this workplace, Esparza found a community of people who raised kids together and attended each other's baby shower. Also, this is from saw.fun. I just want to make sure I credit the place. When he thinks about the friendships he formed over at Kings Road, and one looms largest as his late friend Bed. Rest in peace. He was amazing. Fucking person. Everyone had a great relationship, and he was my fucking homie, dude. I brought a picture of him, put it in Minneapolis office because I felt he should be part of this place. When he was there, it was really good for all of us. Let's get to what's going on. Workplaces can be complicated. While Kings Road remains an important part of our direct-to-consumer offering, we are focusing on our core strength. This is when the union was in. Okay, I was like, let me jump to where I just skipped the whole part. Workplaces can be complicated. Personally, it feels like an abusive relationship. He said earlier this year, after discussing frustrations around pay and other issues, the workers voted unanimously to unionize earlier this year. Then on the morning of June 23rd, hours before their first contract bargaining session, the union was informed by a lawyer representing Sony Music Entertainment of the company's plan to shutter the warehouse in September. While Kings Road remains an important part of our direct-to-consumer offering, we are focused on our core strength of partnering with clients to develop and execute effective merch strategies. This is what it means. We are going to develop and execute effective merch strategies, aka sending all assets to fucking other countries to get our shit done so we can pay them less. That's probably what it is. My opinion. Once you learn business strategy and how they do all this shit, you can learn it. It's pretty easy. It's like every fucking company that's done any shit like this or fucked over people. Any union dispute, it's like, we want to like send it overseas or do this, and then, or they want a better wage, and then they go fuck you and they send it to another country. We respect with Minneapolis warehouse closing. Sony Music is committed to negotiating a fair separation agreement with the Teamsters union representing the warehouse. Oh, so they're just laying them off. Okay, I thought it was just they were unionizing. So yeah, they were trying to unionize, and then now they're saying we're gonna just basically get rid of you.
It is a union now. It says, because right below, Kings Road Merch Union released a statement on the 25th.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, they were, because I was reading it, I was reading something else. It was saying that they were in the middle of unionizing, and then Sony bought them. Unless I skipped it. No,
you're reading through it.
Oh, okay. The union was from. Oh, so yeah, sorry, I'm just getting mixed up. So it was on the hours before they were going to start bargaining. They said that this is a typical tactic. They're like, we want to unionize. They go, fuck you, you all have no jobs. Bye. They would rather lose this whole fucking operation than have them pay more, because at any cost to them to have to pay people more, and anyone else knowing that invigorates everyone else to demand better wages. This is like why they fucking do this shit, because they want to squash any dissent. Amazon did this. Every other company fucking does this. Fucking Sizzle Pie in Portland, they did the same thing. There was the Portland fucking Sizzle Pie right on Burnside, not the other one downtown, but the one on East Side. They fucking they were all trying to unionize, and basically Sizzle Pie went, fuck you, and they closed the whole store. And then the guy that who was part owner and guy who founded Sizzle Pie, rebought it, and he turned it into a really cool pizza place that we go to now. And it has the same kind of vibe. They put cool pictures, cool lighting, and the pizza's better than Sizzle Pie. Fuck you, Sizzle Pie. That's all I gotta say. Your pizza's overrated. Hot take, Sizzle Pie, you're shit. You got bought out by a fucking bigger company. Not bought out. You sold off to a bigger company and fucking said fuck you to everyone who loved you, and you're just a corporate shell of what you used to be. Fuck you. Go to I forgot the other pizza place. I'll shout it out some other time.
On Burnside, on not downtown, over the bridge.
Yeah, not downtown. Downtown one. People working there. Nothing but love for people working there. At the Sizzle Pie downtown?
No, Jen the other one, not the one downtown.
The one that like right next to B-side? Yeah, that's right, next to B-side. Jen, is this true? Are you in the chat? Jen, you need to confirm this story.
We had the same booth we sat at every single time. And we did
I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't confirm it. I'm just kidding.
I have a photo of Albert from that exact position. And it's really funny because the photo on top of it, because it says pizza backwards and it's cut off, it just says ass above Albert's head. Just one of my favorite things. Anyway.
So let me get back. I'm getting, dude. My medicine, took my medicine again today, and it hit me hard earlier, but then now it's weaning off, I guess. On the morning of June 23rd. So before that, they're like, fuck you. They're going to shut it down. So, while it remains an important thing, so a statement attributed to Sony Music reads, with respect to the Minneapolis closing, Sony Music is committed to negotiating a separation agreement with the Teamsters union representing the warehouse workers in compliance with all labor laws. So they're going to act nice and be like, we're doing you a service, so please just be nice to us. We're such a big corporation. Kings Road Merch Union released a statement on 25th with their response to their bosses. Let us be clear. This is a union busting tactic. Exactly. Being used by King Road's merch owner, Sony Music Entertainment. This will not stand in Minneapolis. Not right now. Not ever. The statement reads good. Good. We demand the Kings Road merch reverse their decision to close warehouse operations in Minneapolis. Dude, fuck yeah. They're like, fuck you. You're not closing this shit. Meet with our union to bargain for a contract and get back to work on making kick-ass merch. Union busting is not punk rock. Kings Road merch can do better. The funniest thing is the more that most of these companies try to crack down, the more people fucking yell and scream. And especially with everything going on right now, these companies, man, if they just learn to stop being so fucking greedy, and just give people a little bit of fucking hope, a little bit of fucking shit that they need to survive. If they would just stop being such pieces of shit and just fucking realize that they're causing the demise of their own pockets. They're causing their own demise, because the more you radicalize, fucking revolution ends up happening. This is like everything that happens. It's either, you know, people start shooting CEOs, people start, you know, like it happens, and they just can't see it because they're so greedy. They're just green is all they see. So Greer is a front person, unhinged voice of Minneapolis hardcore band BUIO Omega while she was looking for work in 2025. Someone said you should work at the warehouse. She got a job, and within 3 months of working there, Kings Road was acquired by Sony Music's distribution subsidiary, The Orchard. They have a lot of people that they work with. At the start of 2026, Greer and Esperanza were among the workers noticing issues beyond their control within the workplaces. We were all kind of feeling like, damn, these some not cool shit happenings. I love the quote. Damn, there's some not cool shit happening. Like, that's just like what I would be like, dude, there's some not cool shit. That's what I would say too. It's just funny to say shit when someone's just asking you, and to be quoted and reading it like that. You're like, oh shit. Yeah. Greer said the biggest issue, pay. They both said in unison, in addition to employees' base rate being low, Esperanza was shorted on paychecks after working overtime multiple weeks in a row. Bro, you working overtime for weeks in a row, and they're like, we're not gonna pay you, sorry, we don't really give a shit. It was just showing up like until a month later. I was consistently being told it's getting fixed, and it wasn't. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Why am I doing this? Why am I spending time away from my family? I mean, if you were getting paid, you're like, yeah. Yep. While Esparza said he and others consistently received back pay to address discrepancies, it didn't help morale. The overtime money was delayed in the middle of a workload increase. We inherited an entire label during busy season, Greer said. They also noted that the warehouse reliance on temp employees who were contracted to work 40 hours weeks without the same benefits full-time receive. The temps have way worse insurance. Yeah, that's like supplemental. When one temp employee asked about a path to full-time employment in pursuit of better benefits, they were allegedly encouraged by someone in Sony's PX department, their version of HR, to seek employment elsewhere if they were no longer satisfied with their situation.
Wow.
Just 3 weeks ago,
you rule.
When all full-time employees receive raises and bonuses, temp workers did not. The thing is that with the capitalist system and
temp workers won't. I mean, that's common. So I get that.
Well, it's common because they don't want to fucking pay. They don't want to pay them enough.
Well, that's why unions are so important.
Or they don't want to have that many people on payroll or getting benefits. As a punk rock workplace, I mean, this is like every company. They'd rather pay you. There's a whole article I read about all these companies that basically utilize people with 1099 contracts that should just be paying them W-2 jobs, because they're basically working W-2 fucking positions like Uber or other stuff like that. If they literally save so much money by just flooding everyone as 1099s and having them, because I do a lot of 1099 work, but like I'm choosing to do that because I don't want to fucking work. I'm tired of restaurants and other shit and other stuff to make day jobs. So I'm like, I'm doing all these gigs and I'm in the music industry still, and I'm doing other shit. So like I'm choosing to do that, and I'm, doing some other shit, going to school this next September we're both in school. We are 30 in our 30s trying to get a better career to make more money. And also we do music and other shit because it doesn't pay the fucking bills. And you know how many bands that are bigger, fucking even bigger bands, where they're like, yeah, I have to fucking work like jobs, like normal jobs when I get back from tour and other stuff, because like you can't live off of fucking just music alone, which is sad. You should be able to, and maybe we'll get there one day, but that's a different topic. Anyway, so yes, that, and then as punk rock workplace in the city with a strong DIY scene where organization is crucial and matters that the workers started to organize. We started meeting up and talking about it. bringing more people into the fold, moving into most of these companies, they'll have videos where they make people, when they get hired, they go, hey, you gotta watch this video, and it'll be like, don't hang out with people and talk about your wage. And like, you ever seen all those like anti-union shit from like stuff? They organized the Teamsters in April. They went public as King Road's merch union. During the stage of unionizing, management at Sony had the opportunity to volunteer. Recognize them. Naively, I thought they would. That was naive. Not to be rude, but yeah, it's, they don't give a fuck about you. There's other people who've been there over a decade besides me who would have put in so many thousands of hours of labor. Come Christmas time, we have to work mandatory overtime. We have families. I thought they'd recognize out of respect for all of that, but they didn't. I was like, man, fuck these fools. Yeah, so the union election was scheduled in a famously pro-labor city. Kings Road management regularly distributed literature around the workplace, underlying the cost of union dues and downfalls of organizing through the Teamsters. They're terrible, and you're going to have to pay dues. You have to pay small amounts to this people that protect you, and then we can't take advantage of you. That's so bad. Your vote for the union does not mean the Teamsters will deliver any of its promises, despite what they promise. The law does not require the union keeps its promises, and the Teamsters cannot guarantee that they can deliver on any promises for improving it made during. I don't know for sure, but there's some rules where they can't say shit. There's, unless it's different in Oregon. There was something here locally. I won't name companies because there's a bunch of shit going on here with bigger companies like yeah. I don't want to get into that. But there's a lot of shit behind the scenes that people don't see. And like there was some stuff where like they put out a thing being like, we can't tell you that you can't. There's a lot of rules, legal issues. You have a right to form a union, you have a right to organize and this and that, and companies will lie and do illegal shit to fuck your shit up. One of them was a big list of benefits, all the kinds of nice things that we get in it. And it was like, okay, less than a quarter of the workforce, temporary workers, can't access those. And even with the nice benefits, I was afraid to go to the doctor because I'm still getting paid so shit that even though we have nice insurance, it's still going to cost me an arm and a leg. Ashley's gone through that. She has like a nice job and literally pays out of pocket for their insurance. It's like Aetna and fucking like United Health and shit. Fucking the dude got shot. Like it's all just like work subsidized insurance, but then they don't cover shit, or they try not to pay out. Let's point out cell phone with management. Anyways, there's just a lot of reading. For union recognition, over half of the eligible. So put out the cell phone. If you make 16 hours, the Teamsters are going to take a portion of your wages. We're like, dudes, why don't you just keep posting this shit wage? Why do you keep posting this shit wage? This shit sucks. Chad Wright Show, their representative from Teamsters Local 970, claimed that workers at similar distribution facilities in Minneapolis are paid much more. They're like, they're going to take your 17... Dude, if you're making $17 an hour working 40 hours a week fucking screen printing, you're literally being taken advantage of. Like, who the fuck... Like minimum wage. If it's like at a small shop where they don't,
that's
like,
not minimum. That's so much above minimum wage.
I will say for minimum wage of that. Sorry, I will say for median wage for like that kind of a job. But it also depends on different states.
I'm just saying because like there's screen printing shops out here. They're getting paid 10.
No, I know. I just meant to say from.
But like that's also a city.
From my
experience. The city is going to have a higher cost of living. Like obviously. It's the minimum wage going up. It just inflates everything else because capitalists are greedy. So it's all relative. That could say $100 an hour. It doesn't fucking matter.
They said the lawyer representing Sony Music had previously floated the possibility of shutting down their Minneapolis location in weeks surrounding the union election. They told me there was a possibility of shutting down. They hadn't made their decision yet. They said something along the lines of, "We don't know how much money and resources you want to invest into something that's not going to last." A closure was never formally or officially stated until they contacted Sony Music legal representation on Tuesday. Kings Road Merch Union has full-on characterized Sony's announcement as union busting. When asked if he agrees, Reichos replied, "I think it's snake as shit. Doesn't pass the smell test." The union faces new questions about the company's future. So Sony took over and broke everything. I mean, that's what they do. They go in, they fire everybody. It's called liquidation. They go in, they fuck everything up. They sell off a bunch of assets. They sell off the building. They do all that. They outsource it. Like, I mean, you want to know? You want to know a fucking hot take? Even big bands, even like, okay, so get this. You know, Pirates fucking Press. Pirates Press is a vinyl plant based out of Czech Republic. Every fucking label goes through, and I was working on an album when I ran Lost State Records, where they were like gonna go through Pirates Press to like, Pirates Press is just a broker. They just do broking for like vinyl plants in like other poor countries to like Czech Republic to get everything done at a lower cost. So you want to talk about labels stepping the fuck up and being like, all right, well, let's get shit done in the States and this, but they can't. You know, they can't, because they're like, well, we have to make money, we have to make a profit. Like, the whole system is completely fucking rigged to just take it. I mean, like, not, yeah, I shouldn't. Let me go on a huge anti-capitalist rant in a time where people that are like anti-capitalist, they're like starting to target everybody. But here's the thing. Everyone is waking the fuck up in the country with everything going on. Everyone's waking the fuck up about their jobs. Everyone's waking up. Everyone's getting taken advantage of. We're all being exploited. And everyone's waking the fuck up. And all these people can do is double down and then use fascist fucking bullshit and trying to just keep oppressing people. It's not going to work. They need to figure out how to fix it on their end if they want to survive all the fucking backlash they're going to be getting from everyone. Because this is like, you see, this is a start. Just all this shit, everything else unionizing, all these other smaller coffee shops, like everyone's starting to wake the fuck up. And it's very inspiring too. But it's
no
also
one's
like
taking care of the people that are doing all the work, someone's going to step up and start trying to take care of those people. That's all this is like,
they're like,
it's a group of people who don't hate their job so much. They would like to at least be somewhat related into the music scene somehow, or in this job. They like it. I don't understand how a company
right here, here's a perfect thing.
Wouldn't see people unionizing as a thing where they can be like, oh, this is a winnable scenario because these people don't want to leave, which is why they're fighting. Like, well, how is that not a good place to be starting? Oh, let's rethink this thing. Like, I don't, like, what the fuck? Like,
I mean, that doesn't,
what happened to being like, what happened to like, you know, when you see people giving a fuck and you go, oh, like, this is something I can get behind. This is something, like, it's never. And like, what is Sony so dumb to think that they can just fucking robot machine print shirts in 2026? Because you can't do a full robot ran fucking, it's like, we're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not, like, you still need people to do the job. So you're just going to close. Then why did you buy out the business if you're just going to close out to cut just run it as a loss on your fucking taxes? Then just do it and get it.
I mean, you're literally, you're asking all the questions, and like a lot of that is you're answering your own questions. Like that, with just from my understanding of business stuff, and as much as the shit I've researched or learned and seen happen, it's just, when you learn how things function and why it happens, you can't unsee it. When you see this shit, immediately they're like, I'm like, yeah, of course they're gonna fucking literally buy out this company. And then they all talk about union. They go, fuck no. They go, we're going to close it down. That's like the biggest tactic. They're like, cool. Target does that. They just dude, people started talking about getting unionized at the Target in Hollywood and Portland. They're like, we should probably, and they're like, boom, they completely shut it down. Now it's an empty building that they spent a fucking year to build right near the fucking Max station. They spent all this time to work on this Target. And then basically it was terrible because, like, you know, it was getting overrun by like people robbing and shit, because like that area is just like, there's a lot of homeless people, and like it just was probably hard to work there because you got people coming in and jacking shit. And it's like, no, not trying to hate on homeless people. I'm just saying, like, there's just, and like people just coming in, and it's just not a great spot to probably work unless people are like, we should unionize so we can get some protection. And they were just like, we just need some security guards. And they're like, no, fuck you. And they'll just shut the whole store down. So it's all these tactics
anti-union stuff.
They've been doing this forever, dude.
Sony comes in and buys out a company that didn't previously look for a fucking union, which means that they were at least not angry enough to talk about unions yet. And they fucked it up so bad within a year because they bought it out in 2025 that they decided to make a union to protect their employees. The employees who are there are trying to create a union to protect themselves. Like how and then you go, now we'll just shut it down. It's like, oh, so work in our conditions or no. Then people are going to say fucking no and start a new company.
And
like,
then you see
all those people there, if they have enough people behind their backs right now, they could probably start a GoFundMe and start their own fucking small printing company and start off the ground, and they could be their own bosses. Like it won't be the size of Kings Road. Sure, I get that, but dude, every band on there can go somewhere else to find shirts. Most of the bands on Kings Road would rather get their shirts from a fucking union tiny little building than from Sony. So like all you're doing is creating a loss for you. Like Teamsters and Union, what is it, $9.89? Fucking do it. Get out of there and do your own shit. There's 10 fucking bands I saw on there. Refuse, Converge, fucking all these bands. They would cancel contracts in a second to fucking work. Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of there.
Well, I mean, if they're the ones in control of it, most of the time it's like labels and other shit. They don't have say over that. But what I'll say is that obviously, if there's
you got to see like the one direct sale with a label with a couple bands would keep one small building afloat with those people that are trying to unionize. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't need the massive overhead that a fucking big ass Kings Road would need. I just think like. Fuck the big company in general and just start your own shit if you can. Fuck this.
Talk about if people that started shit and they started this shit out of Epitaph. Where's fucking what's his name? Greg? Is it Greg? Like is a guitar player from Bad Religion? And Brett Gurewitz. Where's Brett Gurewitz? Like if you started this shit. You started this shit and you started it from scratch and doing all this cool shit, getting all these bands involved, and then you fucking sell it off to fucking Sony Music. You know, I get that, like, you know, it's a business and other shit. But like if Brett came out and said, "Hey, this is fucked up, guys, you shouldn't be doing this shit," and then that would look bad for Sony. They'd be like, fuck. Like if he cared enough. I don't think he gives a shit. He's selling it off. It's part of business, baby. That's America, huh? I get mine. Fuck you. That's literally how this fucking country functions, and I fucking hate it because no one cares about anyone else. I mean, it's like great, like, you know, Brett or great. What is his name? Great Brett Gurewitz. Brett, like, whatever, dude. You're a smart businessman. You know, you put out cool bands like Converge and other shit I love. You know, you did cool shit. You had a band that I fucking put out back in the day that's on your label. And like, you know, you're giving people like it's in one hand, you're like, you're doing cool shit and you're helping out people, but also the business side of it. You can virtue signal all you want about politics and shit as a band like Bad Religion. You can virtue signal all this shit about all this stuff, but then in the back of the fucking, you know, back of the club after you're playing, you're like, hell yeah, I'm gonna fucking make all this money and fuck over all these other people. I sell it off to other companies. Like, I know I'm not trying to attack someone just personally based off of this, but like to an extent, you're part of the system, dude. You're part of the fucking system, and you're fucking over other people. You're making your bag. You don't give a fuck. Like if Brett said some shit, if he actually cared about something he started and he fucking did out of his own fucking label and shit, speak the fuck up. I don't know. I'm not one to sit here and be like, you need to do this. I'm just like, this shit can't happen anymore. And all the people that like want to fucking act like, oh, like I'm part of the, you know, working class and this and that, and I own labels and do all this shit and fucking make all this money behind the scenes and pretend to be this person up front, but really you're doing shady fucking shit behind the scenes. Well, not that it's shady, but like you sell off the shit you have to make your fucking bag. I don't blame people. Like they're like, I can make a bunch of money and this and that. Like you're gaming the system. That's how it works. So I can't blame people. But like, this is a system we have. So you're playing the fucking game and you made a bunch of money. You started shit and you're selling it off. I get that. But then yet you're going to run away and probably not want to pay your fucking taxes. Not you, just Brett, but like just people that make money. They don't want to pay. You know, even talk about hockey. These people, they're not even going to certain teams because they don't want to go to a fucking state. Like Kraken in Seattle, they had a hard time getting players because they don't want to go there because they have a fucking huge tax on people that make a lot of money. So they don't want to, they're making decisions on where they want to fucking play and where they want to like be at. Just like at the end of the day, they go, well, I can move to Florida and be a fucking rat and I can be a rat in fucking Florida with the Panthers and make a fuck ton of more money if that's a deciding factor for some people. They're not in the whole part of that. No one talks about the fact of like, hey, none of these people are wanting to like, not just each player. I'm just saying that like these people that are part of this industry and even with other sports and stuff, they're making all the money and everyone's first thought is to go, how do I not pay more taxes so I can keep it and not put my fucking part in while everyone else in the lower class gets fucking drained of our money. Everyone gets drained of our taxes. We're subsidizing rich people, and then people that's just they had they started these businesses and this and that. They got to the point where they're successful. They're selling it all off, and then fucking everyone over. And then you sold this shit off to Sony, and now all these people are like literally getting their whole livelihoods fucking ripped out because Sony just wants to sell off their shit, make a little extra, liquidate their fucking building, get rid of all this weight. And like people, they're petty as fuck. They don't care. Like these companies don't care about them and they don't give a fuck. They would rather just them get fucking thrown out and not have to deal with them. If this was 1920s and shit, this is what business, why do you think there's labor laws that were put into place? Not to you. I'm just saying rhetorical. Like there's people who fought for 40-hour work weeks because people would have to work 80-hour work. Like people fought for all this shit. All these companies are just ripping it all away again. And everyone's just like having to fight over crumbs and attacking each other in a lot of ways.
Yeah, dude.
I'm ranting too long. I'm going to stop.
Absolutely. No, I absolutely get it though, because I know it always comes up, especially in our little fucking podcast, but we always talk about like capitalism kind of being the death of all good things, but it really is because like this is what happens is like
it's unsustainable.
All right, so we talking about everyone talks about like all the good amazing things that come out of this society, like oh, this dude who was just in a punk band who started a label is now really successful, then he started this merch company, and then well you don't see about all the other lives that are being negatively affected by the one person too because of these decisions. Like it doesn't actually fully, there is a line of ethics that happens, and we hope that people in the punk community are tracing their line of ethics back as far as they can to go to be like, all right, I'm being as like great as I can as with who I am as a person and supporting my neighbors and friends in need like I say I want to do. Not that no one's perfect and you can't expect everyone to be just gung-ho about fucking everything because that's just not the world. That's not life. Like there's more things to it, but like when it comes to it, it's like it would be really sick of Epitaph, who is a label who seemingly all their bands are on Kings Road, which means they probably have a contract because they also started the fucking Kings Road. It would make sense that there'd be something there that you would think that it would be really sick of Epitaph to come to at least back the union shit, to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like it would look bad for Sony, who really doesn't give a fuck because Sony is way bigger than Epitaph will ever be. But it would make the fucking people trying to do the union shit feel fucking good and maybe get some more momentum.
Jimmy World,
and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like, it's just like, you know, we're just, dude, we're in times of like selfish people and gaslighting and doing everything they can to get ahead and doing shit that is super unethical and unmoral to do so. And that's why we're here, is because certain people are willing to do some very immoral, unethical shit to make money, and most people aren't. And the people that aren't are the ones that are getting taken advantage of. Like that's literally what's been happening. And they don't give it because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like it's like, cool, that guy got his bag, he's out. He doesn't give a fuck about the rest of it. And if you think he does and he doesn't come out and say some shit, then it just proves how much of a fucking dummy you were by just trying to like have a good life and work a job that you don't fucking hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is the world we're in? Like,
yeah, well, like if you fix like from the start, if you fix the system, it'll trickle out, and then everything else will start maybe hopefully getting fixed. Because if you fix the issue, the capitalism, unsustainable, endless, like capitalism require. Ben Jordan just put out a fucking banger video. I think I sent it to you. Maybe I did. He put a video up being like, I kind of miss capitalism. The thumbnail is like, oh, I miss capitalism. It shows him in front of like a old Toys R Us building. And there was an aspect of, to summarize what I watched, I don't think I finished the whole video yet. I had to pause it. But from what he was basically saying, he's like, capitalism had its place. And if you read Karl Marx, any kind of communist manifesto, if you read the Communist Manifesto, there's a level of progress of capitalism had its place. It took a lot of people out of famine. It took the industrial era. It had its place to get us further to where we're at. But now we're at a point where we don't need this anymore, and it's just basically proving that it's not going to function anymore. Because and Karl Marx wrote, not to say like I'm a philosopher or that I can recite him perfectly, but he basically wrote that through capitalism, you end up having socialism, because things will get so bad to where we're fucking living it. Everything that he fucking wrote, if you read through it, it's like basically proving the point of like where we're at, where it's so unsustainable and it's going to crush people so much, where there is no other option but to people having to be taken care of in some way, having social programs to where our just the fact of living and existing and having housing and being able to survive should be taken care of to an extent where we don't have to fucking be taking advantage of the fact that we need a house and everything has just gotten so bad. America literally
I don't understand why so many people think and they defend the fact that someone needs to make money off the fact that I'm alive or that someone else is alive.
Why the fuck is healthcare commodified? Housing, like these are not things that are
why everything's fucking privatized and commodified and all this shit, and it's literally just like, dude, I've been saying it forever, but it's like if people like just didn't have to worry about living life, about just enjoying life, they wouldn't give a fuck. They really wouldn't care what their job was as much. They would go and do it because everything they ever want or need in this world is there, and they're just doing their part to get society to keep it afloat. Because that's all people really want to do, is they just want to live a life that they fucking love. And if everyone's sick of not doing that, because there's no reason not to do it. It's just people, greedy people telling you no because they have a chokehold on you. They have their fucking boot around your throat. And you're supposed to just be like, yes, sir, let me lick it. Yes, ma'am, let's fucking go. And it's like, dude, it's not that hard. Just be like, yo, this life, this world that we're fucking in, like, we're lucky to be here. We could do amazing things. We've seen people do amazing things. Everyone has the ability to do amazing things. The people at the top don't want you to do that.
So that what they
That's
can have
all
40
this
yachts
is right now.
Yeah, no, it's literally
so they can have shit that they never will use. What? Like, for no reason. Like,
it's literally there's no middle class. There's no middle class. It used to be like lower class, middle, like the class structure has been everything that has been designed to keep everyone complacent. There's no middle class anymore. It's been siphoned off. It's just fucking rich people and all of us. It's dude. Like they're like, well, I mean,
everyone can be upper class in a world that we create. Everyone
for sure.
It's that simple. Like, we created this dumb shit. We can do something about it. And the people that aren't doing something about it, the reason they're not doing something about it is because they benefit more from it not being done. And that's why they don't deserve to live, in my opinion. Blah, blah, blah.
Don't deserve in Minecraft.
In Minecraft, they deserve to be put in a hole and sand put on top of them, like you do in Minecraft.
Yeah. I was like, with certain statements, I was like, be careful. Just for YouTube sake. Not that I don't think you said anything. You're not advocating for stuff. Anyways, like, even right here to prove the point, work in a warehouse can be monotonous, and it's certainly not as glamorous as designing your own band's merch. It's a lot of taking t-shirts out of one box and putting t-shirts in another box, Chris said. Ultimately, though, it's a rare music industry position in an even rare punk-coded workplace. Greer is a student of punk shirts throughout the genre's illustrious history, which attracted her to the job to begin with. It's like, yeah, it's not the greatest job, but like, I get to fucking hang out and see cool bands merch and do, like, that's how I feel. Like it's like some work is hard. Like, selling merch is like not fun, but like, I get to be at a show, I get to talk to people. Like, there's aspects of things that you can find that are like, this is fine, because if I had all my other shit taken care of, this is kind of like monotonous and tedious sometimes, but I have all this other shit taken care of, so I can just do this to be productive and make money, and then go home to like my life and have it. But that's not what we have.
The disconnect that happens is that everyone thinks that people don't want to clock in their time, and that's not the case. It's just the time that what they're using their time for is more important to them. So if, in my opinion, if you're not clocking in your time for a greater good, then you're replaceable. You're not doing anything. It's not worth it. So when you find a niche like that speaks to you, that does something, and you're standing up for your rights as a human, like I said, like that to me is a win-win for a company. If I was owning a company and all the employees were like, there's a situation that's bad and I fucking love it here, so I'm going to change it, I am backing my employees. I'm sorry. That means they want to be here. That means you want them there. I don't understand.
There's companies, I've experienced that in some.
And yes, there's plenty of jobs that people just do because the money's there, because now the thing that they're fucking worried about is taken out of the equation. So they're happy to do that work because they don't have to worry about how the fuck they're paying their rent. And like a lot of people would be like, oh, so I just show up to your job every day and I come home and everything I have is taken care of. I don't have to worry about shit. I never have to worry about stuff. I can grab some things I fucking love and I want to try, and I can live a full life, and all I have to do is show up 8 hours a day or 6 hours a day, which I think is more preferable. Everyone would sign up. Anyone who had that job offered to them would sign up in a fucking heartbeat. It's because that's all people care about.
I feel like if there was people that felt that way who somehow did some cool stuff and made a fuck ton of money not exploiting, there are people that are like, I don't know, man. It's just like, if there was cool people that had a fuck ton of money, they would be doing cool shit with the money. But you see like billionaire people like Elon Musk or other people, they have so much fucking money and then they act like they're doing good shit, and then they just like, they don't ever, like, I saw something where it's like the philanthropy that billionaire people do is like, oh, we do so much for like charities, and it's like, if you add up like the fucking actual money of what their worth is to what they've gave, it's like, oh, here's $5. Like, you know what? It's like, they don't give a shit. You know, shout out to Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. Of all those fucking rich people, she's the only one who's put billions of dollars into fucking like all these companies and nonprofits and like actual causes and shit. She's the only one. And then you got Bill Gates' wife. I came out and gave like $100 million to charity. And it's like, yo, Jeff Bezos' wife, she fucking took half that shit when she left him, because she's like, fuck you, you rich piece of shit, you bald fucking Lex Luthor motherfucker. I'm taking half your money and I'm going to give it away. And it was like fucking, she's already given away like $20 billion. Just fucking being like, and the only aspect of what she was giving the money was like, these companies just have to be like, hey, this is what we're doing and we need money because of these reasons, and go, okay, cool. And then giving them money, from my understanding and what I've read. It's just like making sure it's going to go to good. Like, I'm like, shout out to, but it's also, it shouldn't be that these people even made billions of fucking dollars in the first place to then have to put it back into the economy, put it into the industry, and put it into people's, but like that shouldn't even fucking existed. The fact that you're a billionaire, you've exploited people, and the fact that there's people that have money and are at the top and pretend or LARP as they give a fuck, or they're, you know, punk or this and that, and they're not doing shit. It just shows who they really are. They're like, oh yeah, I just had the facade of like, oh, I do all this shit, but really I'm just about me and I just made all this money, fuck everybody else. I would like to think if I was given millions and millions of dollars, I would fucking put as much of it. I would take out as much as I could keep to where I can live a comfortable life, and then just fucking try to do as much cool shit with the money to give back in what way I could, because I don't give a fuck about money. And I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, I don't give a fuck about money, man. I just want a cool life. Like, I just want to be able to take care of. Yeah, that's it. And have cool gear, and then like, some cool shit.
After your needs are met, the wants become very small, and the wants that do happen, you shouldn't feel ashamed for wanting something. And they're usually quite realistic. Usually wants are quite realistic. Not all of them, but usually it's like, dude, I want a fucking sick, like a sick guitar, a fucking a house. I'll even go a nice house, 2 sick guitars, a brand new car, and I don't have to worry about paying for it. Okay, that's a lot to ask for. You deserve that as a human being because you're on this fucking planet, and it can happen in a snap. And no one would blink an eye. It would happen, and where the money would come from, literally people lose that much money on the fucking daily, and it's not a big deal. Like, we're talking about being able to take care of everybody without a fucking drop, and everyone would literally be like, cool, where do you want me to work? What do you want me to do to keep society going? What do you want me to do? Like, how do we make this happen all the time forever? Because it's sick as fuck. All of a sudden, everyone's on the same page. Yeah. It's not that hard.
There's a video.
It's greedy people.
This guy,
they need to get out of here.
There's this guy that did. I saw this earlier, I think today. It was just funny. We're talking about this. This guy is like some rich guy. I'm not condoning him or anything, but like he's an actual dude. His name's Scott Galloway. He was an entrepreneur, gold medal tax guy. He's one of the guys who's like, yeah, dude, rich people don't want to fucking pay shit. And he's very like, I don't know everything about him, but he seems more like a, hey, like people are hurting and rich people. I'll let him speak. It's like 6 minutes. We'll watch it.
Comment he made during the interview was about why masculine energy, his phrase, was so important. He said, quote, I think corporate culture was really trying to get away from it. Those comments were discussed by my next guest, Scott Galloway, along with tech journalist Kara Swisher on their podcast Pivot. Here's what Swisher said.
What I don't get, and this is the one part, and this is a personal message from me, is all of you have children, and Mark, you have 3 daughters. You are not a good parent right now to your daughters. What you're doing is reprehensible to your children. You're going to regret what you're doing right now and the words that are coming out of your mouth for reasons I don't know. Get off social media, get off of interviews. Everything you say seems stupider and stupider. It's shameful what you're doing, especially, you know, if you had sons, I think it's
Oh, wait, is this the wrong? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, this is the wrong fucking video. Wait, what? Oh, I thought this was the video. What? Oh, is this not the right video?
But it's particularly shameful when you have 3 daughters.
Well, perspective now from Scott Galloway, professor.
Oh no,
of
this is
marketing
okay.
at Stern School of Business. Also
I thought it
host
was
of
a different
the Raging
video.
Moderates podcast, and as I mentioned, co-host of Pivot with Kara Swisher. Scott, Kara Swisher obviously feels very strongly about Mark Zuckerberg there. What? I mean, when you heard that Elon Musk, well, Musk makes sense, but
sorry, this is not the video I thought it was.
Well.
My bad. I got the wrong video. I just saw his face as a bald guy. He basically just goes into basically saying how we're basically full oligarch. And he said that there's a basically, there's a percentage of after a certain amount of money that you own and you acquire, that happiness doesn't go up. So like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, give it back or do something with it. Like, he took like the amount of money, the ridiculous amount of money that some of these people, like $1 billion. What the fuck do you need with $1 billion? Dude, if I had,
the other thing too is like,
if I had 20 grand, it would change my life.
Assets and all this fake shit too, because it's all fucking masked under. Like, there's so many other things wrong with the world, but like, yeah, that the greed is the biggest problem, obviously. But yeah.
But anyways,
what's next on the docket now that we
I was like, just going on our huge anti-capitalist rant. No, but so anyways, so shout out. No, you're fine. I mean, this is the thing, you know, if people pop in and there's people like us who are going to sit here and just have these long-winded debates. You know, there's a level of doing a show and rambling and stuff, but you know, what the fuck else is a podcast? People would watch Joe Rogan sit there and talk for like 3 hours about fucking UFC and other shit,
health benefits of whatever protein shake he's getting.
Yeah, how much fucking bull cum can you swallow to like make you more of a man or some bullshit?
Dude, you want to you just can I watch you smoke weed while you fire a bunch of people that smoke weed in your company? God, I fucking hate people. Anyway, let's talk about the next thing.
No, for sure.
Would like to lighten the mood.
For sure. I want to say one more thing. Shout out to the Kings Road merch unionization effort.
Teamsters Local 979.
If anyone sees this, go give them a follow, give them a like. I'm gonna give them a like on this post.
That hurt
I started following them. I tagged them on Instagram for the promo for this, just to be like, hey.
Yeah, solidarity for sure. We're pro-union all day.
Pro-union, fuck capitalism.
Up for workers' rights. Let's go.
Start a union.
And I said, I hope I gave some. If anyone sees this in that union, I'm telling you, you guys get together and find a way to crowdsource a building and some gear, and you guys can run your own fucking screen printing shop as your own bosses, and you'll. I don't think that's a bad. You do not need 17 accounts to keep afloat. 1 or 2 really good accounts. It's really attainable. I promise you. Just have a good person on the books.
We'll see what happens with this. If they can get their shit and stay there and get paid more. I mean, if they wanted, here's the thing. What I would say is go through with the unionization effort, get your shit, get your bag. Hopefully it goes through, and then you could stay there and then save up your own money and then start your own shit. That's the goal would be. I'm sure most of them would be like,
yeah, fuck.
That's a big investment. That's a big investment.
In my opinion, as far as a moral compass, when you're talking about a big business that doesn't give a fuck about you, my moral compass sways toward the humans anyway. So, do what you got to do to get ahead. Don't let this big ass giant corporation try to dictate your livelihood, or that your time at their warehouse is more important than your time with your family, which it's not ever in life. So good luck on that. I hope you union. Yeah. I hope
shout out KRM
whatever you
union.
Want out of this, you get. That's what I hope.
Yeah, I realized I wasn't following on here. I was following on. I was following on my personal one.
Trey's actually very anti-union. He's just
shut the fuck up. I'm a really anti-union show. I work for the companies.
6 months from now, you'll see us flying American flags, and somehow more blasphemous.
Hey, you want to? This is my okay. Before we move on, this is my. Do you want to see my impression of a anti-union, a boss, ball busting boss anti-union person? This is my take. Hey guys, would you like a pizza party? We can have a little dance in the shop, and you guys can bring your friends. Only 1 slice per person, though. Don't bring too many people. You only bring 1 person. You got to make sure to RSVP. You got to make sure to put us on a fucking list, and we got to know who's there because we can't have any other. But come to the pizza party. Come on, we got some pizza. We went to the shittiest the shittiest pizza place we could find to get you. We got Domino's. Don't you love Domino's? We only got Domino's because we have a fucking deal with Domino's to give you the shit pizza. Anyways, that's my impression.
And also, you have to wait till your lunch break, so it's super cold.
You gotta wait for your lunch break, and it's got to be on an off day when you're not working because we got to make sure to profit. We got a max. We got to profit. We got a mog. No, I don't know. I'm trying to use words I don't know. But anyway, so shout out the Kings Road merch. I want to say KRM_union. Go follow them if you want to help support that. And then I had a sheet of why unions matter, and this is from DSA. Explaining, but we already talked about that. And then here's all the companies. Hollywood Undead, not expecting you to speak up. Waylon Jennings Estate, they don't probably care. Motionless in White. Yo, Motionless in White, you better fucking say something.
They're a PA band.
Guilt Trip, they're a PA band. You all. How many bands do they have? Abbott? Dude, it's fucking everyone. Alkaline Trio, Bad Religion. Yo, Bad Religion, everyone, you're still getting your shit. Dude, fuck Bad Religion. That's all
Scranton, Pennsylvania. So Scranton, Pennsylvania is the home of, I'm just going to list bands from the greater Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pennsylvania real quick.
Oh my God. Look at all this. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
That's what I was saying. Like Touche Moore's on there.
It's everyone. The Menzingers?
Yeah.
Menzingers? You better step the fuck up.
Well, because that's what I'm saying. Most of these bands are also with
not all of them know about this
shit. With Epitaph though. Use Menzingers.
Yeah, for sure. They're just but a lot of places will use they work for a label, but then they'll put all their information on because they either have a storefront but they're so big now.
Yeah, they get their storefront from there. So. Yeah.
Moose Blood.
So
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Moose Blood. I remember that. Yeah, so bands from Scranton, just off the top of my head, that are someone probably knows. The Menzingers, Scranton area. Breaking Benjamin.
Records.
Tiger's Jaw. Title Fight. Captain Sinking is the best ever. And then Motionless in White. Just saying, just from that little area of 3 hours drive, 2 hours drive between everything.
Dropkick Murphys.
Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Wait, hold on. One last note I did want to say. I was going to say this earlier. Dropkick Murphys were speaking up about it because they're very pro-union. We performed a national Teamsters event in Vegas this month. Greer didn't love interfacing with KRM's merch designs for the band in the context of the workers' day-to-day reality. I was just like, damn, we're sitting here folding these union strong for people's shirts, and we don't have a fucking union. It was very demoralizing folding those knowing that we didn't get paid our full hours. In an Instagram comment responding to the story, Dropkick Murphys voiced their support for the union. We stand with you all. Thank you all that you've done for us for the years. They hope to, the artists and the fans can, hope that their fans can lend support in face of potential shutdown. Seesaw reached out to multiple bands who merchandise is designed, printed, and shipped by them about the Sony and the union's first day of bargaining at the public time. Those artists have either declined to comment or have yet to respond. Fucking cowards. The casualties are among the artists on the Kings Road merch roster. Jake shared the union statement on the Instagram story. It's worth the read. He just said, worth the read. Yeah, it's worth the read. I mean, hey, at least he said something.
Make sure my 4-color prints or my 4-color t-shirt prints are at my show at the beginning of tour on time, though. I don't give a fuck how long you have to work for it.
Man.
Yeah,
Anyways, yeah,
great. Cool. Punk's being punk.
Punk's being punk. Hellcat Records. Yeah, Rancid.
Love Hellcat.
The Interrupters. Yeah, I don't like that. Anyways, Dropkick. I like Dropkick though. I don't really listen to Dropkick, but they're cool. I like that video where he's talking to the kid. He's like the guy in the crowd. He's like, what shirt? He's like, where's it from? He was wearing like a Trump hat or something. He's like, read the tag. It says made from that. He's like, here's a shirt, made in America. And I was like, was it?
Yeah, that guy got treated better than a guy wearing a banana costume at a hardcore show. Isn't
I know,
crazy?
right? You wear a MAGA
hat wearer.
You wear. So, anyways, you want to get into the update?
A fucking racist asshole at a fucking at a big ass fest, at a big ass fest. Not even the Dropkick one, another one got to walk out of that place alive, and
it shows
happened. Anyway,
yeah. It shows that not everything's equal, I guess. Chat disconnected.
Blues Traveler though.
But anyway, so yeah, I think that's about it. Besides the fact that I don't know, man. I think overall is the episode's just story is things are shit, but we're trying to like do what we can to like stay afloat and try to push for cool shit, push for news about stuff happening. Like, what's the point of having a show if you're not going to like talk about shit that actually matters? And it's not like we can change everything just by us two sitting here talking about it. But I think that just exposure, and I'm going to try to clip the shit about the union. I'm going to clip that, try to push it out. I just want to help in what ways I can with just my voice. I think anyone just talking about it, even telling their friends, for people to be aware of like what's happening with shit, and people to really realize that you have more power than you think you have, and just communicating and organizing. I mean, look at the fucking dude, Mom Donnie in New York. He's fucking, he organized so fucking hard and won the being mayor, and he basically is showing the blueprint for everyone else to go, look, all these politicians, well, we got to do this. He got in there. He went in there and he's like, dude, fuck everything. Fuck all that shit. You could do all this. They just keep lying to you, because once they get into power, they like that power and they want to fucking make as much money as they can.
Well, it's just a matter of like, you really do have to find new people that don't have their pockets lined by the wrong people.
He got in there with no corporate interest.
And I'm not, dude, I don't want to be quoted in like a year if something switches, but yeah, at this time, you know what I'm saying? He's delivering on some very serious promises, and
could be fallible,
making a lot of really good moves. And like,
he's showing that
it's just a matter of just like, enough people have to fucking do something, and shit's gonna change. And like, it's not like, protesting very, very fucking important, get out there, but there's a lot more that needs to be done too. And I think we're at the stages where a lot more needs to get done now. Like, I think the protesting and the numbers that show just proves that there's a lot of fucking support backing whatever needs to get done to make shit better for people's lives. And I think we're at that point, and it's on our minds all the time. Like you said, like, you're back in school, I'm back in school. I'm getting my second degree so I can get a fucking career job that I can at least support some family with. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's trying to fucking get some handouts. You know what I'm saying? The whole handout week fucking conversation is not existent. These are people that are trying to gaslight you into thinking that you need to suffer so that they don't have to have any difference in quality of life. That's not how this world should be.
Well, just think of the narrative of that. Our country, our government, we have systems set up. Do you not have a lot of money? Here's food stamps. Here's these things to protect you from like going homeless and being fucking going starving and going fucking hungry and shit. And then the fact that there's a whole narrative of people that are like, hey, I'm not doing well and I need government assistance, and be like, you're a fucking drain on society for needing a little bit of extra help when you can't even fucking eat or do other kind of things. And these systems were set up in the most prosperous time in like the 60s and shit. Dude, Teddy Roosevelt, he literally would keep getting elected. They fucking put presidential term limits because Teddy Roosevelt did Social Security, all this shit, and everyone fucking loved it because we're all being taken care of. And then they're like, fuck this shit, and they had to put term limits because Teddy Roosevelt was too fucking popular. This shit is coming back. And Zoran, shout out to Zoran. You're never going to see this probably, but shout out to you for just trying to keep it alive and be like, dude, people need to be taken care of. It doesn't fucking matter. We're all just people that need to survive, and we're all here. You got people bitching about birth rates, and right wingers are always like, oh, the birth rates are down. I'm like, you have a world that you're making it impossible to live in, and you're going to cry about birth. It's also a fucking flag. It's like a false flag thing. It's not really happening. People are still having kids.
Yeah,
it's
just
all this bullshit to just
flood
control
everyone. Yeah.
Get rid of Citizens United.
Flood everyone so you can change
Fuck
the
corporations.
narrative and you can make it whatever the fuck you want, and it divides every single person. Yeah, it's a tale as old time.
It's just
I think people are just waking up to it.
Yeah, we're being gaslit by corporations, rich people, families. Yeah. It's
like the last ditch effort from the old corporate people of being like, no.
But they're all dying off.
No.
They're all dying off and getting old. It's like their kids are picking
like
up the pieces, and gotta teach them. You know what happened in France? They had a revolution. You know what happened to their heads? You know what a guillotine is? You fucking act right, dude. That's all I gotta say. Not that I'm insinuating anything. I'm just saying. Anyways, this has been a long episode. I was like, we cut it short. Drew's a little sick. We'll cut it short, and we're doing about
sick in the tummy. I'm all right though.
About 2.5 hours. This is the Lost State Show. It's been fun. Shout out to people working unions. Let's go. Not every union is a great union, but you got to take what you can get to get a step up. Thanks for being here. My name is Trey. This is the Lost State. Any last comments you wanted to make, Drew, before we cut it off? Well, we got a beat.
No,
not a beat. Okay. All right. Thanks for being here. Catch you later. Make sure to sub. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit us with a like on this video, and come back next time, all right? You take it sleazy, okay? This is the Lost State Show. My name is Trey. Say bye, Drew. My name is... This is Drew. Say bye. Fuck. You know what? Later. Take it sleazy.